Oh, a very good morning to you. You blink, the weekend's done. And hello, it's Monday. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. Morning, Ralph.
Morning, so how's your weekend?
Oh, it was very lovely. And yours?
Oh, absolute magic. But I'm so excited to start another week, another dose of the good stuff. 5 days of your Feel Good Breakfast Show lined up for you, and we can't wait to serve you this morning. And what's the best way to start your Expresso week? Of course, let's get moving. And we brought the one and only, the Queen, personal fitness instructor, Carly Swartz is joining us. It's a two-part high-intensity training session. Zoe's going to be put through her places, and it's we're talking about calories, we're talking about protein, breakfast included into this. So we got you covered. We got this whole vessel that you're going to move for sorted out. Yes, and it doesn't stop there.
No, it does not stop there, because we need to take a moment and just celebrate that incredible win that the Springboks did against the rivals, the All Blacks. And just another reason why we love being South African, right?
Oh, yes, I cannot tell you how elated I was. That just set the entire weekend off for me. Oh. But we're going to dive into that conversation and a whole lot more. And on top of this, obviously, we also have individuals who have immigrated to other parts of the world and have longed to come back. So we're going to find out exactly what they long for and why they just can't find it anywhere else. So maybe for those of you that are not living overseas, this is a chance to just appreciate all the magic that we do have. Oh, yes, and there's a lot.
There we go. Well, we love connecting with you, and we're not doing the show alone. Good morning, G-Man.
G-Man!
What's up? I know we are feeling like 60 million South Africans right now, and we are here for that. Good morning, team. Good morning to you guys at home. What a fantastic way to start the week. Yes, we are going to be talking about the Springboks. It's not the theme of the day, but it's kind of going to be a theme for the week, I have a feeling. So share some love for the Boks if you want to. How are you feeling about the World Cup? Is this terrifying? Is it not? But of course, today we've got a really interesting theme playing out here. And I've seen so many of my South African friends who have drifted off into the greater diaspora come back to South Africa, whether it's for work, whether it's for emotion, I don't know. But I want to flip the coin here and ask you guys, if you had the opportunity right now in this global village to go anywhere in the world, where would that be? What would you like to do? What would that work look like? And why would you want to go there? Let us know on our WhatsApp line, 063-408-8863. We're talking about immigration going both ways. Why is South Africa such an amazing place to live? Why would you want to go abroad and connect to that bigger picture? We want to hear from you this morning. But let's give you a couple of those talking points, and then, yes, I will touch on the sport in just a moment. Let's let this week officially begin with those news headlines.
Thank you, Raul. Sorry, Graham. Thank you, Graham. Starting off with your national headlines. Fiber optic cables that were damaged by a rock fall in an undersea canyon resulted in slow internet connections in some parts of Africa, should be repaired by next month. The West Africa cable system that runs some 16,000 kilometers along the seafloor from Europe to southern Africa was damaged earlier this month. The cable layer vessel Leon Thevenin, named after a French telegraph engineer, is capable of working in extreme conditions and in shallow or deep water. All SA networks are currently experiencing disruptions due to the damaged lines. And staying with our local news, the Western Cape is aiming to reduce its dependence on energy from Eskom by around 6,000 megawatts over the next few years. The provincial government says electricity generated by independent power producers and energy derived from local government role players will boost generation capacity and alleviate the severe impact that the ongoing load shedding is having in the province. Eskom chief engineer in the Western Cape, who participated in the provincial government's energy digicon, Lester Geldenhuys, says wind energy will make up much of this new generation. Moving to news beyond our own border. Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has been re-elected for a second term with 52.6% of the vote. But the opposition also claims to have won, saying there was widespread vote rigging, and observers said the vote fell short of democratic standards. Mnangagwa is only Zimbabwe's third president. A 2017 coup against veteran ruler Robert Mugabe put him in charge. Zimbabweans still face high inflation, poverty, and a climate of fear. And 3 American soldiers were killed and 20 injured when a helicopter crashed during military exercises in Australia. The helicopter was en route to the remote Tiwi Islands, north of Darwin. 5 of the injured soldiers are reported to be in a serious condition. Some 2,500 soldiers from America, Australia, the Philippines, East Timor, and Indonesia are participating in the military exercises. Last month, 4 Australian soldiers were killed when a helicopter crashed into the sea off the coast of Queensland during a similar exercise. And if you're a redhead, you really missed out if you weren't in Tilburg in the Netherlands this past weekend, where thousands gathered to celebrate their red hair at the annual Redhead Days festival. Some 5,000 natural redheads from different countries visited the festival. The Dutch festival started by accident after amateur painter Bart Rowenhurst placed an ad in a newspaper in 2005 for 15 redhead models and 150 pitched. In 2013, the festival entered the Guinness World Record book as the largest gathering of people with natural red hair. There were 1,672 redheads in the traditional group picture. This past weekend, it was indeed 5,000 shades of red and orange at Tilburg. Well, on that very interesting note, that's where I leave your morning headlines. Let's take a first look at your sport.
Oh, thank you so much for that one, Zoe. There's only one place we can start on air this morning. Stay true to their pre-match commitment. The Springboks dominated the All Blacks in pretty much every essence of the game at Twickenham, setting the tone for their World Cup defence with a convincing 35-7 victory, and they're leading 14-0 at halftime. The Boks' remarkable performance foreshadows their upcoming matches against Scotland, Romania, Ireland and Tonga in the Rugby World Cup pool stages. And other big results from the weekend and shocks there as well. Fiji 30-22, their win over England, and then Samoa's very close 13-17 loss against world leaders Ireland, and they could have done it. All very interesting and quite spicy before the World Cup. Now let's stay with rugby, but a story that we really don't want to be honing in on: potential suspension looming for former Springbok fly half Elton Jantjies as he's tested positive for clenbuterol, a banned substance. Now, clenbuterol, known for fat-burning benefits in bodybuilding, also aids asthma sufferers, and Jantjies maintains his innocence at this stage, denying any deliberate use. The 33-year-old was previously left off the Boks final World Cup roster this month. Jantjies was informed of the adverse results from a June urine sample submitted to the SA Institute for Drug-Free Sport, and he remains resolute in clearing his name. Then plenty of drama in football yesterday as a dramatic twist unfolded. A substitute, Darwin Núñez, netted twice in the final 10 minutes, propelling a 10-man Liverpool to a 2-1 comeback win over Newcastle at St James's Park yesterday, and that's been a fortress for the last season. Initially, Anthony Gordon capitalised on a Trent Alexander-Arnold mistake to give the Magpies the lead, and despite Virgil van Dijk's early red card, Newcastle just couldn't capitalise on their numerical advantage. And Núñez magic, his standout performance, securing Liverpool's win, placing them now 4th with 7 points on the EPL table. And talk about hometown advantage. We turn to Formula One as Formula One champion Max Verstappen clinched his 9th consecutive victory, matching Sebastian Vettel's 2013 achievement after navigating a rain-soaked Dutch Grand Prix riddled with red flags yesterday. The Red Bull driver secured a hometown win at Zandvoort from pole position. Fernando Alonso claiming 2nd place and a fastest lap bonus. Love seeing that man's face still in the mix, while Pierre Gasly, he celebrated his first podium for Alpine. And with this win, it's a matter of when Max is going to be crowned a 3-time Formula One champion. It's going to be almost impossible for him to falter at this stage. But that's where we leave our sport for now. Lorenzo Darius is here to heap praise on the Springboks and make us all nervous about this kind of performance just before a World Cup. So stick around for that right now. Let's set the tone for the weather.
Thank you, Graham. Let's start off with weather news. The SA Weather Service warns that the current heat wave with persistently high temperatures, which is being experienced over the Richterveld municipality of the Northern Cape, will last at least until tomorrow. It is thus also no surprise that extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the David Kruiper and the Kai Garib local municipalities and northern parts of the Namakwa district municipality of the Northern Cape, as well as the Matsikama local municipality of the Western Cape. People are urged to be extremely careful and avoid open fires. Let's take a look at today's temperatures, starting off in Polokwane. A low of 5 with a high of 19. Mbombela, 11 with a high of 22. If you're in Pretoria, your low is 6, your high 23. Johannesburg, 4 with a high of 28. Mahikeng, 7, 24. 25. Kimberley, 10 with a high of 23. Bloemfontein, 5, 23. Richards Bay, 12, 22. If you're in Pietermaritzburg, 7's your low, 22 your high. Durban, 14, 21. Mthatha, 8, 26. East London, 13 with a high of 23. A sunny day in Cradock, 5, 6 your high. Gqeberha, 12 with a high of 21. George, 12, 22. Cape Town, 15, 26. If you're in Worcester, a sunny day with a low of 16, a high of 29. Sutherland, 8, 22. And Uppington, a low of 11 with a high of 28 degrees Celsius. Those are your temperatures for your Monday. Let's take a look at your sunrise views. And the first photo is this one from Janelle N. Kwadukuza. Captured this moment. Look at those gentle orange tones in the sky. Heading over to Amanzimtoti, Megan sent through this photo. It's overlooking her bedroom window, and you can slowly see the sunrise in the distance. Simone in St. Lucia shared this bold view. Look at that sky. I mean, that sun looks like it's a ball of fire. And Karen, also in KZN, is enjoying a holiday at a game reserve and captured this beautiful sunrise view. We are so jealous that you get to enjoy that little holiday. Well, thank you for those sunrise views and continue to share them. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Thank you, Mzansi Esther, for sharing those sunrise views. But now I want to ask you to share something, your opinion on trying to style me up for the rest of the day, right? So it is the season for fun in the sun, and it has arrived. So Woolies' new range of vibrant printed shirts and stylish shorts are here. So what, we're better kick off the warmer season than in some fresh new fits. I'll be working on my calves a little bit as well. So we've got 2 pieces of shorts out here. Maybe you guys can assist me with. Firstly, we've got option 1 though. We've got an orange cotton shirt styled with navy shorts, right? So this is kind of giving me that cool contemporary feel. I see where it's going. And then we've got option number 2 over here, right? So we've got this tropical leaf cotton shirt that's styled with some teal chinos. I think I'm using that word correctly. It is teal, sort of like a bluish vibe, yeah. But it's definitely giving me that sort of spring feel. Now, obviously, I couldn't decide this morning, and that's why we've got these 2 options. So I'm hoping that you can come through, Mzansi, help me get dressed for the warmer weather, and well, all you got to do is obviously head over to Expresso's social media pages, vote for your favorite look, and don't forget to include the hashtag Styled by Woolies. And yeah, I'm working on my calves, so let's see how this goes. Wish me luck.
Every day is leg day in Carly Fit's world. Yes, Carly Swartz is here to put on beast mode this morning.
Yes.
How are you, my friend?
I am doing very well. How are you?
Oh, I can see beast mode in the eyes. I'm very good. And I'm even happier because only Zoe is going to be training this morning, and we're going to go high intensity. I say we loosely. They will be going high intensity. It's going to be amazing. And of course, we're going to be celebrating the Boks performance ahead of the World Cup, an incredible dominance over the All Blacks. And then we'll get into some of our other weekend highlights so we can catch up with each other. Stick around for that. We'll see you now. You better start stretching. Just warming up. Come on. Welcome back, you beauties. Maybe you were out at a ginger hair gathering. Maybe you were with your friends watching sports. Whatever you were doing, you hopefully made the most out of your weekend. And I'm dying to find out what my friends did over the weekend. It was a busy one, guys. Oh. It was a busy one. So welcome back to all of you. Welcome back to you to the start of a brand new week. But before we move forward, let's look back. How was the weekend, guys?
It was lekker.
It was good. It was actually quite a nice, active one, if I can put it that way. Saturday morning, Jamie Lee Domberg, she loves hiking, and she shared about her hiking journey, and it all started with you, Ryle.
Of course.
But it was really special to just wrap up Women's Month. She got a bunch of ladies together, and we hiked to the Woodstock Caves, and it was really cool. I've never been there. It is a cute little path, a long table mountain, and you end up at this really cool cave, which was such a treat. And you just have a beautiful view of Cape Town. You see the harbour. It rained at times, and I normally would not be the hiker in the rain, but it was actually fine. It was a little drizzle, but it was completely worth it.
Normally when it rains, you kind of get that waterfall that you can walk behind. Did you get that?
As
you're in the cave, you kind of
yes. There was a lot of water falling.
It's a stunning view.
And there were quite a few along the route, so it was a nice one. And then yesterday on the prom, my partner's training for the Cape Town Marathon, and I was showing my support on a scooter. So I was that person on the prom on the scooter while he was running.
I don't know if that qualifies.
That was me.
I don't know, Zoe, if that's
premium coaching
support.
right there, you know?
Yeah.
She's got the
I was keeping pace with him. I told him, you can go. I got my scooter, had to catch up with him, and then...
What you need is, you need something a little faster, and you need like Eye of the Tiger or something on the back there, and then you just hit the hills and just go for it. Yeah, no,
Next time I'll have some music and snacks and water for him. I was a bit selfish.
Oh, I love
that might be illegal on the race, though. I'm just saying. Buddy, what did you get up to?
Oh, it was another busy weekend. Lots of fun. I attempted more DIY stuff. Built a roof.
See that?
Yeah, because the hands were taking
our DIY hands, bro.
Who's got my man hands? So it was really fun. Look, we built a whole roof that we're going to include in our little outdoor movement center that we're going. But I learned a lot from a buddy of mine from school and his dad. We were just learning how to just graft.
Yeah, that's what it is,
It was so much fun, man. We had a lot of time. And then I went to go watch Mull. It was obviously Women's Month this month, so they had this women's CrossFit competition. Ooh. So you're just seeing badass women everywhere doing crazy things. And I was so proud of Mull. She PB'd this weekend, did an awesome event. And they came third of all in the comp. So
I was going to say, this seems to be a new trajectory for Mel. That's
it is.
She's now playing in quite an elite space.
She is. She plays in the space. She's a bio, so she promotes movement in the space as well. And she's kind of becoming a woman that women just look up to. So I'm here for this. It's really cool to see.
Well, she's got the toughest partner in Monet, and when they kind of level pegging together, I'm like, oh my.
You know how strong Monet is. He's been on the show as well. Yeah. And then obviously time with the pups as well, time outdoors. Not only did I get to hike with them, but also got to move and flow in the forest too. So there's my little family over there. So that was a lovely adventure that we had. So
now who's who? They look the same.
Halo, the lady, is the one on the right. She's the bigger one, the
one.
feistier one. And then Hawken on my right-hand side with a whiter face. That's him over there, my day one. But it was a lot of fun, yeah. So moving in the mountains was a thing, and we also got to flow in the mountain. I did a kettlebell flow session in the mountain, in the forest. So that was really fun. I love teaching this. Look at this vibe here. We had a cool turnout and just getting people to move. So it was a balanced.
You don't take kettlebells too far along, because I'm just seeing everyone hiking up a mountain with the kettlebells.
They're not on your level yet, G.
No, I was going to say, bro, you're one step away, I have a feeling. Absolutely awesome. But well done. Movement, I love it. Also,
beautiful. Yourself?
It felt like a full roster with the kids, doing absolutely everything. Swimming and bike. I'm so proud of my little man. He took it on yesterday. He did everything. And then, of course, we rounded off getting out into green spaces. Absolutely
yes,
beautiful.
Please.
I'm out on the Elephant Trail, and it's just so magical. I think people think I'm so obscure because I take such strange photos, but I love the fact that my family got to experience green. And I'm talking to Jack about this green energy, and he's like, no, but the trees in our backyard. I'm like, nah, bro. Green energy is a different energy. And we're out there, and as soon as we were out there, I asked him, do you see what I mean? He's like,
endorphins flowing. Oh, that's amazing.
Energy, and he's putting his hand on trees, like, whoa, charging up.
Power.
This is how we survive work and school.
Yeah.
And for him, school is work. So he treats it with the same vibe. Like, if I've got to get up for work, he's got to get up
Dad
for
goes
school.
to work, he goes to work.
He's got to go do his thing, and he's got to go and learn. But that notion of you've got to get outside get the green energy, get those open spaces so that you can go and do your work and do those things. And he's starting to understand that balance. So, and that's all from you, bro, nature boy.
I
all on
can't
you,
that all.
boy.
The nature's around us and entices us. Zoe, I love the fact that she got coaching in nature, so I'm very proud of you. But now it's time for you to move, not in nature, but in the studio.
I'm gonna
There's nowhere to hide.
leave you guys.
But yeah, man, honestly, this is what the weekend's about, I think, for many of us. It's just to claim your power back, get that stimulation that you maybe didn't get in the week. And I hope you got a chance to do that, Mzansi. I hope you're filling up your cup. And if not, then use this week to do exactly that. Why not wait for the weekend? Do it right
Up and at 'em. Go.
And I think the weather's perfect for it. So get ready to ignite your energy and push your limits with Carly Fit's exhilarating HIIT workout. Now, in the heart-pounding segment, Carly will also lead you through a series of high-intensity intervals designed to torch calories, in fact, boost endurance and sculpt your body. So I hope you have some water close by. You maybe want to clear some space and get involved. Carly, it's always so great to have you here. Yes. I will be honest, I'm on the recovering end of flu, so I'm going to be doing more of a modified, gentle version. And for you at home, if you perhaps also, you know, there's flu going around, also caught a bit of that, and you want to get back into the gym, maybe having a gentle start is the way to go about it. But I'm very excited for today, because you always bring the spice.
Okay, cool. So let's just start off with a quick warm-up, okay? So we just want to roll the shoulders back a little bit, just to get the blood flowing forward. Okay, and then just some mild squats without the weights, just going up and down. Okay, just getting the legs moving, blood flowing through the legs. Okay, perfect. Okay, and then just stretching our arms out and going down, coming up again, going down, coming up again. Can you feel that stretch in the legs?
Yes. Oh, it is
Feels good. Okay, so now we're a little bit warm. I hope our viewers are warm as well. We're going to start off with some high knees. Okay. So, since you're doing the moderate version, what you're going to be doing is just lifting your legs up and down. Okay, while I'll be doing the little bit, obviously, as
the high intensity version.
Okay.
Okay. Of course, if you are recovering from the flu, I think you know your body best. Don't trigger the chest, don't trigger the nose, you know, all those things you've been working so hard to just recover from. Take it easy if you're going back into your workout.
Okay, and then the next workout, what we're going to be doing with the next exercise, we'll be doing some punches.
Okay.
Punches and squats. So let's just focus on the punches first. So from there, now we're going to be going down into a squat and coming up. And I think you can do this.
Yes, you can.
Perfect. Nice.
Of course, the faster you go, the more you get the heart rate up.
The heavier the weights as well, okay? Cool. Perfect. Now we're going to be going down onto the mat. Onto the mat, we'll be doing some push-ups, okay? So with you, I would like for you to do your push-ups on your knees.
Okay.
While I'll be doing it on the toes. So while we're doing the push-up, we'll be going into a push-up and a good row up. So working the upper back as well. So push-up, coming up, and back. Nice. Okay, so you're working you're working. See, I'm out of breath already.
Yes.
I think it's there. I chose the wrong hairstyle today.
It's okay. Looks fabulous.
Thank you. So here you're working the core, you're working your upper back, and you're also working the entire body.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we're coming up. So the next one, I know that we all love burpees, right?
Yes.
Oh, you love burpees?
I do love a good burpee.
I was being sarcastic.
No, I do love a good burpee because it's all about just getting like, the whole body involved. And if you actually use your core, you get to enjoy the burpee and it's not torture.
Okay, so that was a first, but while you are right, I also love burpees. Think so, but
I love a good
today
burpee.
we're going to be doing a half burpee, so nothing too intense. So I'm going to show you the moderate version while I'll be doing the much more intense version. So with you, you're just going to be going down and lifting the leg up. Okay, dropping down and lifting the leg up. If you feel like you can go down completely, lift the leg up. You can do that as well.
Yeah.
Okay? Or if you want to jump down, lift up, jump down, lift up. So how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling good. I love that I'm taking it easy.
Okay, perfect. So the last one, we're going to work on our core. So we're going to be going down onto our mat, completely down. We're going to do some crunches, okay?
With our weights.
Yes. So going down, lifting up, and down. And you also want to make sure you're breathing, so there you go. Perfect. So that's about 5 exercises. What you want to do is you also want to, because it's a HIIT workout, you want to make sure you're maybe doing about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or 1 minute.
Okay.
It's optional, depending on your fitness level.
And of course, what a great milestone. If you're going to start with 30 seconds, challenge yourself,
Yes.
do 40 seconds, 45 seconds, and just build it up. Carly, I love doing this workout with you. I love that you're doing a modified version for myself, but also we're keeping the intensity there. Carly's not going anywhere because we're going to do another fitness session with her.
Without the dumbbells.
Without the dumbbells. So now I'm really scared. So stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Absolute magic stuff, ladies. That is what it's about. Get moving first thing in the morning and set your week up. Now, that's exactly what we've done, and Carly's not going anywhere. As you've heard, another round coming at you, and you don't even need equipment, so I believe. On top of that, we're going to be celebrating Friday. Was a beautiful day for South Africans. The Bokke claimed the win against the All Blacks, just diving into the World Cup. So we got G-Man diving into that conversation. Laws around, so you know it's going to be a goodie. So don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We'll see you after this.
South Africans know tough. It's built into our DNA. We know how to outweather and outlast the harshest conditions. When they show the extra mile. Our strength is legendary. Our resilience, iconic. And despite the odds, we know the job done. Mycotex, strong enough to endure anything.
It's my feel good show.
Yes, we're going to savor this moment for as long as we can. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Ultra feel good this morning. Why? Because, of course, the Springboks stunned a sold-out Twickenham, firing a resounding shot in rugby history ahead of the World Cup as well. They beat the All Blacks by the biggest margin ever, 35-7. Biggest loss for the All Blacks, probably their worst performance we've ever seen. 80,827 fans were there to see it. The Boks scored 5 tries, converting all. Well done, Marnie. I think he was given a hand there and heading to France with a lot of momentum, and they surpassed their prior 21-point record by beating New Zealand 28-7. That was back in Sydney in 1999. This is incredible. Lorenzo Darius tries by just about everyone. No, Sia was on there. Curtly Aronson,
Yes.
amazing. The bomb squad that started, Malcolm Marx, the bomb squad that came on, Bongi Mponambi, Kwagga Smith just to round it off.
Yes.
And Marnie, perfect with the boots.
Yes.
Before we look forward with fear at what this means for the
Yeah.
All Black team going into this World Cup, because I think we must all be scared, let's look back.
Yes.
Just how big is this? How momentous is this when in that setting?
Yeah. You know, at the home of rugby, English rugby to be exact, but the home of rugby as a whole, to be able to get that resounding win before the World Cup, we saw the build-up towards this. It wasn't a warm-up match.
It was a test,
It was a
yeah. It
test
was an
match, and I think that's the thing.
exhibition test.
Exhibition test between the two best in the world, or the rivalry that they've had for years, and it gives us that extra 10% boost going into this World Cup.
And it might have made us the favourites in a weird way
Yeah.
because, you know, people I
has.
think are scratching their heads because I was thinking this entire time we're showing our hand too early. We're showing our hand too
Yeah.
early. This isn't even our team, dude. This is a, and I don't want to say it was an experimentation. It's more a manifestation
Yes.
of where the team is and the squad is. They've
Yep.
got the ability, the adaptability to play these players.
Yes.
What it said to me was we can now react when a player's in form and we can
Definitely.
build a structure around them. So we're not just all structure and system or all stars putting their
Yes.
hand up. Now we can merge those two, which is a coming of age. And I say that because of Kane Mooney, okay? He was shifted
knew
to
you were going
centre. We've got to talk about a guy
Yeah.
who looked like he's been playing
Yes.
centre because you don't start against the All Blacks in a
Yeah.
new position, bud.
At 20 years old and being able to shift into that position, but we need to give it holistically to the whole team because they
sure.
all assisted him in getting those things done.
Damien.
And, you know, we've got a team where we're able to send 7 or 9 players home of high caliber. That's part of the team at the moment. That should be scary to the rest of the world. But also we need to sit back and look at how we played because there were a few things that we might not have gotten
We
right.
could have
in the game.
capitalised even
Yes,
more.
should have been 50 points.
Yeah,
That's
when
what
you-
everyone's saying. And if you go on socials at the moment, the experts, everyone calling South Africa out, but I know why they're doing that from a psychological
No,
point.
for sure. They've
And
got to
these
do
are guys from all the other countries that know that the Irish would like to be in the final, the All Blacks would like to be in the final, even the English, they're struggling a bit, but these guys that are supporting them are all going to come out now and put extra pressure on Jacques, Rassie, and the boys.
Well, they know they can play with our heads. And
Yes.
unfortunately, South Africans, we are quite passionate, which means we often get overly emotional in that sense.
Yeah.
Very excited about what we can do with this. And hopefully the Boks and Jacques have created this bubble around them to just stay true to that true north. What does this mean for the All Blacks? And when I say we must be scared, there was a moment in that match where I think Dan Coles, who's not my favorite player, he's quite an abrasive guy, certainly when it comes to South Africa, but he just got that entire team to dial in. It was with a breath. It was just, and the whole team clocked in, and they were there. I've never seen a team that was under that much duress come right. And yes, they weren't able to put together an amazing performance, but they were 2 men down.
Yes.
And that's when they had the best passage of play.
Yes. Yeah.
That terrifies me. The side terrifies me as a wounded beast. How scared should France be?
Yeah, France. Even though France beat the Wallabies, they should be very, very scared at the moment because a wounded All Blacks team is a fierce team to take on, especially in a World Cup. To watch out for it. And to have someone like Coles also in the team, the senior players that can bring everyone back.
So there are a lot of leaders.
Yeah, from a
there, for
psychological
sure.
point, they've worked on that psyche to be able to bring them back into the zone. I've seen it many a times with the All Blacks being disorientated and 1 or 2 senior
got
players
systems.
does something. I don't know if they're all hypnotized and they've got a code word and they just bring them and they all align. And for some reason, players are running and not knowing who's on their left or their right, but they're able to get
That
the ball to
passing,
them.
there's a connectedness. No, for sure, there is a cohesion that's amazing. I'm glad we got to see the talents of Cam Roygaard just briefly, because his name was mentioned a few times in the build-up.
Yeah.
And I was so hoping that the setup wasn't going to kind of expunge any great performances from the All Blacks, so we can see them, and we got to see a glimmer of hope there. But wow, what a performance by the Springboks. Probably the best I've seen a Springbok team click and flow like that. The worst performance we've ever seen from an All Black team. That makes me nervous. What makes me even more nervous? High-intensity workouts. Thankfully, I'm not doing it this morning. Love you, Zoe.
I think, you know what, when Carly Swartz is here, she knows how to put us through our paces. So join in today. She's here for round 2 as we do a HIIT full body workout, and I'll be doing the modified version, recovering from the flu. So always remember, when you're not feeling well, do not go and gym. But Carly, I'm ready for round 2.
Perfect. Okay, so we don't need to warm up. I think we are warm.
We are
up from
warm,
the
yes.
First workout. Okay, so we're going to start off with walk downs. Okay, so you're going to go down into walk down, and then you're going to go straight into shoulder taps. What you can do, you can put your knees onto the floor and do the shoulder tap. Okay, coming back up, and we're going to be doing it again. Same thing here. We'll be doing it either for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or 1 minute. Okay, depending on your fitness level coming up. Okay, let's just do one more. Okay, so this is obviously targeting all areas, core, upper body, and legs at the same time. Okay, perfect. Do you like jump squats?
I do like jump squats.
Okay, do you know the moderate version of jump squats?
I believe it's just a normal squat.
Yes, but on your toes. So
Ah.
onto the toes. So while you'll be doing that, I'll be going straight into a jump squat, going up and down. Okay, cool. And breathing. Nice. Fantastic. Cool. Next one, we're going to go going straight into commanders. Okay, so we're going to go onto the mat. Okay, you can stay onto your knees or your toes, and then you're going to be going down onto the elbows, coming back up, down onto the elbows, coming back up. Perfect. Can you feel your core working?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
These are quite tough.
It is quite tough, eh? All the strength is in your arms, coming back up. Let's just get one more. Nice, and we're coming up. Okay, let's just catch your breath.
It's always good to catch.
30-second rest also in between each exercise, okay? So the next one, we're going to be going straight into skaters. So skaters, very basic. And back there, nice. Okay,
If you're going to do a high intensity, you're doing this a lot faster.
yes, fast and much more wider, okay? So this is actually the moderate version, but you can go big,
Okay.
okay? Cool, nice. One more. Okay, so the last exercise, mountain climbers, okay? So we're going down onto our hands, okay? So while you'll be doing a little bit, much more at a slower pace, so going in, chest, I'll be picking it up.
Okay.
There you go. Taking the hair out of my face. Trying to still look cute.
That's what we do it for TV.
Always. Okay, cool. And that's about it. That's 5 exercises.
I love
Nice
that.
and easy.
Nice and easy. We did a high intensity workout in round 1 using dumbbells. Round 2 was all about body weight. We did a warm up in the beginning. Let's do a bit of a cool down and a
Cool down.
stretch.
Perfect. Okay, so let's actually start on our mat, going down. So let's start with stretching out your hamstrings. So you're going to lift the hands up and over as far as you can. If you can touch the toes, if you can't, that's fine. And just relax.
This always gives it such a good stretch. I always
I
forget
love
how
this
good
stretch.
stretching is until I stretch.
I know. And people forget to stretch, eh?
And you know, it's so easy to actually stretch. I mean, a lot of people love, you know, to relax, watch series, watch their favorite show. Perhaps you're watching Expresso right now. Do your stretches on the floor in front of the TV.
The side. And it also prevents injury, you know?
Very
I think
important.
people only want to stretch when they injure themselves. Cool. Okay, and then one more. Just crossing the legs, and you're gonna have to look back. So, sorry
this
for
always gives the back
this
a
is the
good
best.
stretch.
Yeah,
Every now and then, if you're lucky, you get a bit of a click.
I know. Dude, I think I heard your. I think you heard. I heard actually the click. I don't think my. I think my back is actually quite. There you go.
There we go. Good stretch in the back. Oh,
Perfect.
and you know what's amazing about this workout? Even though I did the modified version, you still get
You
that
still
feel-good feeling you feel afterwards. And yes, you still break a sweat and you still get
Yes.
your heart rate up. And what a great workout this was.
Thank you.
Well, Carly, thank you so much for joining us. I know you're not going anywhere. We still want to make sure we refuel in the kitchen, so stay
Can't wait.
tuned. Let's find out what else is coming up on the show.
Oh, yes, exactly that. We're diving into the kitchen because Carly's got something special for us. It's a high-protein breakfast. And if you're looking at all these ingredients right here, then you know it's ticking the boxes. We've got macros, protein, carbs, fat, all the good stuff to set you up for the day. And then on top of that, obviously diving into the rest of the show. And the theme is chatting to Saffers abroad. And we got one Saffir, Nadine, that is definitely one that we want to chat to right now. So Mzansi, don't go anywhere. That and a high-protein breakfast coming at you in just a bit.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win with rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel good.
Oh, yes, Mzansi, welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Monday's edition is getting off to a great start, and we're going to carry on with a beautiful conversation right now. We're chatting about everybody in our country that has maybe ventured overseas and what the experience was like, and we've got some athletes who have done exactly that too, joining us to uncover the ups and downs of pursuing their passion far from home and from adapting to new cultures and overcoming illegal burdens. This is an extraordinary journey, and here to chat to us right now about her stay in Japan is Springbok Sevens and women's player Nadine Roos in the building. Yes! Nadine, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Oh, it's good to have you back in SA. How's it feel being back home?
It's good being back home.
Yeah.
Must say I miss the food. Obviously, braai, our style of braai.
What exactly is it of the braai that you miss the most?
Look, they don't have our type of meat over in Japan.
Yeah.
So, and a braai broodjie, of course. So just having our own quality food, I think we are a nation that has the most delicious food.
Yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in Japan, they were celebrating, like, we've imported some exotic fruit and they made this big hoorah, and it was a mango. And I was like, what? We got that, like, in the shop? Anyway, well, let's get into this journey of yours. You've done an incredible thing. You obviously went on a contract over to Japan, playing sevens rugby. What was that transition like, going to a place where you don't speak the language, you don't eat the food, it's a complete different culture? What was that transition like for you?
Yeah, look, it was quite a challenge in terms of the language. I must say they have one of the most difficult languages. I tried to, obviously I got some education on the language, and I'm currently still busy.
Okay, did any of it stick?
It does stick.
Okay, can you say good morning, Expresso show?
That's not how they would say it, but Ohio gozaimasu.
Oh, okay.
Means good morning.
Okay, nice. So we're just playing rugby out there.
Yeah, no. Yeah, like that was a challenge, but I went with the mindset of trying to understand their type of culture and to speak with them. Like when you get to a restaurant, the town I was in was quite a small town. So there was very old people over there, and some of them don't even speak English.
Jeez, yeah.
So trying to order something, you kind of had to learn the language to just speak it basically. And yeah, it was a good challenge, challenge accepted, try to learn the language. The culture gap, like, we used to it, like we're a diverse country, and we know how to deal with this stuff in a team environment, in a sport environment. So that was kind of not so much of a challenge, but learning their ways of doing things, watching, learning, and also just trying to speak to your teammates and see how their lifestyle is about.
And that's an interesting concept for me because, I mean, from my experience with team sport, doing well in a team sport means knowing your team, understanding each other, where you come from. That's not easy when like half your teammates don't speak the language. So does that affect your sort of gameplay? Does that affect the way you come into your strategy with regards to playing and playing style? Obviously, you're dealing with a coach and players that, I mean, you need to get on that same level of playing field and understanding. How hard is it to get to that point?
Yeah, I think on the field as well, you have the language barrier because some of the players hardly understand when you speak English.
Hoi, hoi! They're just standing there.
And, your pronunciation, the way they pronounce things and the way we pronounce things you can see the difference.
Forget we have a South African accent.
Yeah. And then, but lucky enough, there was 6 other foreigners as well that, the club had over. So still fortunate enough to speak English with those teammates. Yeah. But, when it comes on the field, you just try to listen to certain words they might say, to understand what they're saying, how they say it, how they pronounce it. And this thing just come naturally, they're kind of also a natural type of athlete. So if you go with kind of that flow on the field, you just naturally, everything blends together. And I think that's why we were so successful as well as a team, not only with the on-field stuff, but the off-field stuff we also, did to get to know each other, what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what don't you like, what do you like, those type of things, and those are the small things you can do to get it right on field as well.
Makes the difference.
Yeah.
Listen, I think for someone in the space that you're in right now, it is an absolute hype. I think everybody's here for it. Everybody's supporting women in sport especially, and you're definitely inspiring a lot of women out there. I think this is something that a lot of females would want to replicate, traveling overseas, pursuing a career elsewhere. What advice would you maybe give them in terms of what you've just experienced and how they can maybe make the most of a very daunting adventure overseas like the one that you've just taken on?
Yeah, look, I think it almost took me 8 years to get an opportunity to go and play overseas. I've been almost with SA Rugby since I was 19 years old. Wow. So it just shows you things happen over time, and when you have a dream, don't give up on your dream. And also, I think you can define your own success. I mean, success just doesn't happen overnight. It's a time-consuming thing. It happens over time, and when your time is right, you will get your opportunity. So never stop working hard. Hard work, discipline, dedication, all those type of values that you live for as an athlete. You will definitely strive and you will reach your own success.
Well, from not only the talented, but one of the hardest workers in the room and in the country right now. Nadine, thank you so much for sharing your insights, for doing what you've done. You're definitely inspiring, and welcome back home. Welcome back to SA Rugby, and we're looking forward to seeing your exploits on the field again. And yeah, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me today.
Oh, what an inspiration. We're going to be diving into more conversation like this. Of course, it's all about South Africans that have been abroad, their experience, and what we can take from it and appreciate. For now, though, let's head to the kitchen and get some protein in.
Yes, we want that protein because personal trainer and group fitness instructor Carly Swartz, she is still with us. We did 2 HIIT sessions and now we're in the kitchen and she's about to share a quick and easy low-calorie, high-protein breakfast that only takes you less than 8 minutes to put together. But before Carly puts this breakfast together for us, let's see where she got her inspiration from.
Popular request, we are combining the fried egg trend with the feta fried eggs and the result is glorious. So just before we're crumbling our feta right into the pan, you want to make sure it sizzles and then add about a tablespoon of pesto. Crack the egg in, season with black pepper over the pan, and if the feta starts getting crispy and the egg white isn't set yet, just turn down the heat until it's cooked through. This time I'm serving it on sourdough avocado toast because the crunch of the bread tastes so good with the rich and herby pesto.
Oh, that looks incredible. Okay. You know what? This is what I love about TikTok. They give you the best recipes, and I'm happy you brought this one to our table. Yeah. So I've got the bread in front of me. Okay, you've already crumbed the feta in your pan.
To a golden brown. So it needs to be a golden brown. So what we're going to be starting off, we're going to be going on with our pesto.
Ooh.
You also can use a sun-dried tomato pesto if you prefer that. Okay. So I'm just going to be dabbling this on.
So we're using some basil pesto, play around with the different pestos. You can even make your own basil pesto if you've got that type of time.
Yeah, I don't think so, not for me.
Not for you. It's all about convenience. So I'll smash our avo onto our toast.
Perfect. So you can either smash the avo or you can actually have it sliced. So it really depends on how you
it. I like it. I always find that the slices, for some reason, I take a bite and half of it falls off the bread.
Perfect. Okay, so that's done.
Oh, and we want the feta to melt a little bit, right? Ooh.
I think we started off melting it already, so I think it's looking good so far. Okay, so while that's happening...
Do you want me to turn the heat on for you a little bit more? Let's get that going.
Perfect.
There we go. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Okay. And then we just simply pop the egg in there. I love how easy this recipe is, especially if you already have all these ingredients handy. As a personal trainer, you obviously hit the road super early in the mornings. What time's your first client?
I think, well, my first class, because I'm mainly a group fitness instructor, so my first class is usually at 6:30 in the morning.
6:30. So what type of breakfast do you prefer to eat, or do you eat after your first class?
Honestly, I'm someone that I can't really eat early in the morning, so what I'll usually have, I'll either have a banana or a protein bar. So that's what I'll have. Something nice and light, but I have to eat, or I'll just get lightheaded in the class, so it's pretty important. Okay, let's just see how my eggs are going to come out.
There we go. It's perfect.
I was actually scared about that now. I was like, it comes out really well.
And you know what? If that happens, you make scrambled egg with feta and pesto.
Yes, 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 yes.
I love that this is such an easy recipe.
Yeah. And what about you? What do you eat early in the morning?
So I've been struggling with breakfast, so I'm playing around trying to hit, you know, getting protein in, a little bit of carbs, some fat. So for me, this morning I packed some pawpaw and I made some eggy muffins. So I just take some eggs, what I would normally use to put together an omelette. I just put it in like a little muffin container and then like I can eat it on the go.
Okay.
So here, especially if I'm on Expresso, eating on the go is probably the key because you always have little gaps, never enough to sit down. And I feel like
it's also good to prepare your food before instead of like just getting takeout, because that's the worst mistake that you can ever make.
Because that's where all the added calories come from.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our bread. We've got a beautiful plate here.
Okay, it seems like it's coming out good. How do you like your eggs?
I like it softish, so we can maybe...
in the middle.
In the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little...
Okay. Okay, so it seems like it's coming out really well.
Look at that.
Okay.
We can maybe just slide it onto... I'll turn this heat off
So
for
this
you.
is definitely sunny side up.
We're going to go sunny side up, and I think we can pop it onto our toast. We've got 2 pieces.
Ooh, okay.
Look at that. Absolutely perfect. There we
Let's
go.
just make it a little bit neater. Yeah, I love food that looks presentable. It just looks much more edible to eat.
And then we just sprinkle it with a final little bit of salt and
Yes.
pepper, and there you
Boom.
go. I love this.
Fantastic.
High in protein,
Low
low
calorie.
carbs. Fantastic. Well,
Fantastic.
thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for bringing your fitness energy, this delicious recipe. And if you want to get your hands on this recipe, you can find it on our website. That's expressoshow.com.
Thank you so much, ladies. We are taking care of the full ecosystem. The body is sorted, the belly is sorted. Let's get the aesthetic sorted, or at least for Ryle this morning. So he is officially our Ken doll, and you get to dress him. He needs a little bit of help because the choices moving into the new season are just too good. So we've got these beautiful full cotton shirts, short sleeve shirts that can be styled in so many different ways. It's about the color palette that you want. And then we've got these beautiful chino shorts to match. What color scheme are you going to go for? What do you think is going to look best on Ryle? Let us know on all of our social media pages. Hashtag Expresso Show is the one to use. We'll make our choice after this.
Across women's and men's sports, the fields never looked so wide open as it does this spring. And with 150,000 Rand to be won in the World Sports Betting Spring Stakes on Expresso, catch your favorite breakfast show on Spring Day, the 1st of September from 6 to 9 a.m. on S3. It's a celebration of sport with your chance to be one of 8 lucky viewers spinning the wheel for your share of 150,000 Rand. Plus, World Sports Betting account holders, your spin and win winnings will be matched with free World Sports Betting vouchers, only on Expresso.
It's my feel good.
Whether it's semi or full blown, we're talking immigration today. Are you on your way out? Are you trying to get back? Are you stuck in a legal bottleneck? We are going to address all of that with a specialist in just a moment. Right now, those news headlines.
Thank you so much, G-Man. Yes, it is just gone on the hour. Perfect timing, and it's time for, firstly, national news headlines. Now, the donation of energy equipment from China announced last week will help provide emergency energy solutions for clinics, hospitals, police stations, and correctional facilities. Now, this has been stated by the Minister of Electricity, Dr. Kgosientsho Ramakgopa, and he said a shipment of this equipment had already left China for SA. Now, China has donated 552 emergency energy units to South Africa. And in May, the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria ordered that the government must ensure uninterrupted electricity supply to all government hospitals, clinics, schools, and police stations. Well, sticking to national headlines right now, fiber optic cables that were damaged by a rockfall in an undersea canyon, resulting in slow internet connections in some parts of Africa, should be repaired by next month. Now, the West Africa cable system that runs some 16,000 kilometers along the seafloor from Europe to Southern Africa was damaged earlier this month. Now, the vessel, or cable layer vessel, Leon Thevenin, named after a French telegraph engineer, is capable of working in extreme conditions and in shallow or deep water. Now, all SA networks are currently experiencing disruptions due to the damaged lines. Well, from our national headlines, let's head over to international news. Now, the Taliban government has banned women from visiting the Banda Mir National Park in Bamiyan province. Now, Afghanistan's acting Minister of Virtue and Vice, Mohammad Khalid Hanafi, said women had not been observing hijab inside the park. Now, he called on religious clerics and security agencies to forbid women from entering until a solution was found. Now, Bande Amir is a significant tourist attraction and became Afghanistan's first national park in 2009. Now, it's a popular destination for families, and the ban on women attending will prevent many from being able to enjoy the park. While sticking to international headlines, Zimbabwe's President Emmerson Mnangagwa has been elected for a second term with 52.6% of the vote. But the opposition also claims to have won, saying there was widespread vote rigging, and observers said the vote fell short of democratic standards. Now, Mnangagwa is only Zimbabwe's third president, and a 2017 coup against veteran ruler Robert Mugabe put him in charge. Now, Zimbabweans still face high inflation, poverty, and a climate of fear. Now, lastly in the headlines for this 7 o'clock edition, a Limpopo man who dug a borehole with only a pick, a shovel, and a chisel has become a hero in his community. Now, 31-year-old David Hungwa from Lambani Satana village near Malamulele dug a borehole at his homestead that provides water for hundreds of households. Now, for years, Lambana Satana village depended on a river for water. And just like other areas in the Vemba district, the village has endured severe water shortages. Now, it took Zimbabwean-born Hungwa just under a week to finally crack the saturated zone beneath the land's surface, and he couldn't believe his eyes when water came bubbling strongly from under the earth. Now, for Lambana Satana residents, the borehole is a treasure to quench their thirst. Oh, this one definitely makes me happy, and I'm hoping that the rest of the headlines will. Here's G-Man with the latest when it comes to sport.
Yes, Rael, we do start with a trump card this morning. It's going to make you feel good. Staying true to their pre-match commitment for giving us a show. The Springboks dominated the All Blacks at Twickenham this weekend, setting the tone for their World Cup defence. With a convincing 35-7 victory, leading 14-0 at halftime, the Boks' remarkable performance foreshadows their upcoming matches against Scotland, Romania, Ireland and Tonga in the Rugby World Cup pool stages. Some other results from the weekend, a couple of shocks there as well. Fiji, 30-22 winners over England, and then Samoa's close 13-17 loss against world leaders Ireland, and they could have done it as well. So everyone laying down a marker before the rugby showpiece. Now, a different side of rugby being represented here, potential suspension looming for former Springbok fly half Elton Jantjies, as he has tested positive for clenbuterol, a banned substance. So clenbuterol, known for fat-burning benefits in bodybuilding, also aids in asthma, and Jantjies maintains his innocence, denying any deliberate use of the substance. The 33-year-old was previously left off the Springboks' final World Cup roster this month. Jantjies was informed of the adverse result from a June urine sample submitted to the SA Institute of Drug-Free Sports, but he remains resolute in clearing his name, so we'll certainly watch that space. Now we turn to football. Plenty of drama last night. A dramatic twist unfolded as substitute Darwin Núñez netted twice in the final 10 minutes, propelling a 10-man Liverpool to a 2-1 comeback against Newcastle at their fortress, St James's Park, yesterday. So initially, Anthony Gordon had capitalised on a Trent Alexander-Arnold mistake to give the Magpies the lead. Despite Virgil van Dijk being sent off with an early red card, Newcastle couldn't capitalise on that numerical advantage. And then Núñez stepped in, his standout moment, securing Liverpool's win, placing them now 4th on the log, 7 points on the EPL table. Now let's turn to motorsport and talk about hometown advantage. No one is going to stop this man now. Formula One champion Max Verstappen, he clinched now his 9th consecutive victory of the season, matching Sebastian Vettel's incredible 2013 run. And after navigating a rain-soaked Dutch Grand Prix riddled with red flags, the Red Bull driver securing a hometown win at Zandvoort from pole position. Then Fernando Alonso, I can't believe he's still on the podium, claimed 2nd place and then a fastest lap bonus to boot. Well, Pierre Gasly, he continued his incredible season, celebrating his first podium for Alpine. So with this win, it's a matter of when, not if, Max will be crowned a 3-time Formula One champion, and I think he's got a few more ready under the belt. But that's where we leave our sport for this hour. Hopefully the sport on the roads a little less intense this morning. Zoe is going to get you to work safely.
Unfortunately, that's not the case, Graham. Let's start off with your traffic in Pretoria. There is major power outages affecting all Orchards extensions, Roslyn and surrounding areas. All robots are not working, so please treat them as a 4-way stop and remember to switch on your headlights. Then in Cape Town, Bellville, there's a stationary vehicle on the N1 inbound. It's on Durban Road ramp. The right lane is closed, no current delays. And in Pietermaritzburg, KwaZulu-Natal, there's a vehicle broken down on the N3 eastbound. It's before the ramp from Hilton Avenue. The left lane is closed. Please drive carefully. Well, that's your traffic for now. Let's take another look at your weather. And we start with some news. The Zululand District Municipality in KwaZulu-Natal has dispatched its disaster management teams after residents of Kwaseza were severely affected by inclement weather at the weekend that wreaked havoc in the area. Several houses and 2 schools were destroyed by strong winds and a storm. Kwaseza is a deep rural area in the northern part of KwaZulu-Natal and is prone to such disasters. In 2019, hundreds of residents were left destitute after their homes were flooded. Deputy Mayor Simamane Mbata urged people to be prepared for similar weather conditions and the government to step up to assist schools and the communities in the area which suffered damage. Let's take a look at your temperatures for your Monday. Start off in Limpopo. If you are in Polokwane, a low of 5 and a high of 19 can be expected. Mbombela, 11:22. In Gauteng, Pretoria, your low is 6, your high 23. Johannesburg, 4:22. Mahikeng, 7:24. Klerksdorp, 3 with a high of 25. In Kimberley, a low of 10 and a high of 23 can be expected. Bloemfontein, 5:23. Richards Bay, 12 with a high of 22. Staying in KZN, Pietermaritzburg, your low is 7, your high 22. Durban, 14:21. Mthatha, 8:26. East London, 15. In fact, 13, your low, and 23. That's your high for today. Cradock, 5:26. Gqeberha, 12 with a high of 21. If you're in George, 12's your low, 22 your high. Cape Town, 15. Worcester, 16:29. Sutherland, 8:22. And if you're in Uppington, 11 is your low, 28 degrees Celsius. That is your high for today. Well, those are your temperatures. Let's take another look at your sunrise views. First up, we received this beautiful photo from Durban. You can see the stadium as well as the sun rising. What a magical way to start the day. Ian in Mossel Bay is enjoying some coffee as well as this view. Chris from Bloemfontein is heading out to the shops bright and early and shared this sunrise view with us. And Ian in Durban is feeling blessed. How can you not when you have a view like that? Well, if you have a sunrise view to share, please do so on our WhatsApp line. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Thank you so much, Zozo. Now, if you want a photo, a picture in your mind that could beat those beautiful sunrises, I might just have it in the form of a Ryle de Mornay dressed by you. Earlier on the show, Ryle asked you to help him choose between two really summery, beautiful looks. So we had option one, an orange cotton shirt styled with navy chino shorts. Love that color blocking, beautiful. And then we had option two, a more tropical leaf cotton shirt styled with these teal chino shorts. I love that as well, and I think Lyle would like that color scheme, but let's see what you chose. Tembi and Kaluba saying tropical leaf cotton shirt and teal chinos shorts. Boom. And Kalisha saying option two. I love it. I think I'm in agreement with you there. Kalisha, let's see. Jeanette weighed in tropical leaf cotton shirt. Nice. Arlene saying option two, more tropical look, seeing the spring is coming. I think all of you are trying to manifest spring through Ryle, which is okay. I think we had a winner, a resounding winner this morning, and I know the man is happy. Step in here, Mr. I have been training my calves.
Yeah.
What's That's great, dude. That looks lovely, bro.
Yeah.
Can I ask you to do something for us? Imagine you just dropped your keys there and then just show your calves to
Catch, I just want to
Drop
grab my
it.
keys.
Ah, Shabby,
Just
drop
drop there. Let me just grab them.
Don't get those keys, bro. There we go. Beautiful. You play tennis with calves like that, man. Absolutely lovely. It's summery. It's uninhibited.
Yeah.
It's great. This is actually wearing quite a lot for you normally, so this is actually putting
Some
more on you.
layers than I'm used to.
How does it feel?
Honestly, I first thought to myself that this is purely just like a summer look, but
Yeah.
leading into spring, it's absolutely perfect. I feel so good that I would go out in this. I'd go to an event in this. You talk about like a little afternoon sundown event or something. This is giving me.
And half of Joburg's just gone, dude, what do you mean, man? Come on, what are you talking about? You can do it wherever you are in the country.
Yeah,
Absolutely
cool,
love it.
man.
And for a busy shirt, it actually is quite soft in its visual kind of take-in, if that makes any sense.
It works.
It's not loud, it's beautiful. You can dress it up, you can dress it down.
And especially the teal subtleties matching the shorts with the
You dig a little teal, eh?
a little bit of teal on
He
me.
loves it.
Bring out my eyes. What do you think, Zanzi?
Absolutely gorgeous. Now you guys are amazing, man. Well done. We like
you. Thank
your
you.
style. Oh man, this has officially started spring and vibrant prints are here for that, colors to match. We love it. It's going to be a very stylish spring season, and of course you can shop it all at Woolies, in-store, online, or using their amazing app.
Thank you.
Better get on to leg day. Day.
I'm the boss lady, ladies, I'm the boss. My time to shine, no time to get lost. Show them how I, show them how I.
We are taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we get back, perhaps you are thinking, hey, I want to immigrate, but now what? We'll be unpacking all the things you need to keep in mind, and we will be catching up with someone that made the move to Italy, Mishka van der Schijf and her husband. We're going to be connecting with them, so stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Do it like this. Get it, move it, own it. Do it like this.
Bespoke.
It's my feel good.
Welcome back as we continue our focus around seeking greener pastures, and this time we are looking at immigration specifically. We've packed up your life. You've spent a considerable amount of time now living abroad. The next big step is to make it official and make that country your new home. What are the consequences for your South African citizenship? Well, Stephanie Darbandi, a specialist in South African immigration and South African citizenship law, is going to join us to open a can of worms. Stephanie, you must be used to people being supercharged when they connect to you, because this is kind of where life gets real.
That's right.
It's a big thing.
It's not, the topic is not exciting as the rugby, but it's one that must be had. So
I think a lot of people are reconsidering their UK citizenship now. Maybe I can start with this. When you are considering moving abroad, okay, and you've spent a lot of time abroad, what should South Africans be considering when taking that major step of relocating to another country?
there are a number of things, there are a number of factors that must be considered, but one is the issue of passport expiring as a South African. Applying for a South African passport abroad or renewing a South African passport abroad is not a straightforward process. I think anybody that's been through it will tell you it can take 6 months to a year.
Doing it in South Africa is not a simple process. So I would imagine doing it abroad is
worse,
even more difficult.
Foreign missions have limited authority and they can't process passports locally. So they send it to Pretoria by diplomatic bag, which is not a speedy process or efficient. There's no track or trace system. So it's not easy. That's one thing to consider. And then if you plan on taking up a foreign citizenship, you have to decide, well, do I want to retain my South African citizenship?
How can you lose that? What is the scenario moving forward? Can you have both? If you do move abroad, can you keep it, and how does that look?
You can. So South Africa allows dual and multiple nationalities.
Okay.
But the one way of losing your, or not losing, you can renounce your South African citizenship officially, and some people do, very few. The most common way is an automatic loss, which is currently being challenged. In fact, it was challenged by the Democratic Alliance, and they won. We're just waiting for the Constitutional Court to confirm the order. But if once the Constitutional Court confirms the order, it makes no difference, and people can apply for foreign citizenship without first applying for retention.
Okay.
But until that's done, you have to apply to Home Affairs for a letter allowing you to take up the foreign citizenship if you're an adult and if you're applying for the citizenship by naturalization.
If you want to come back, how do you then start that process? How do you do that? Do you have to come back and then start the process here? Can you start it abroad?
So if you've retained your South African status, it's as simple as just returning on a South African passport. One thing to remember is that an adult South African must exit and enter South Africa on a South African passport. Must. It's a criminal offense not to.
Really?
Yes. And a lot of people don't know that.
I was going to say, because you don't really, it's not something, we do a lot of traveling back and forth. My wife's from the UK. We're in this kind of citizenship kind of maelstrom at the moment, and that's something that I really didn't know. Documentation and keeping the right documents, I've learned this through even unabridged birth certificates, getting that sort of stuff is really important.
It is.
How important and why?
It's very important. So if you were born in the last 10, 15 years, you probably would have an unabridged birth certificate. But prior to that, they were issuing abridged. No, exactly. You were getting abridged birth certificates which confirm nothing more than your birth and your name. So an unabridged birth certificate is something everybody should apply for, and I would suggest applying now when you don't need it, because it could take a year.
Yeah, I was told up to a year. Didn't take that
long. A year or longer. So birth certificates, passport documents that are valid, identity documents. My advice to South Africans is usually to travel to South Africa, South Africans living abroad.
Okay.
Travel to South Africa, apply for your passport here, and leave on your passport. Don't deal with a foreign mission.
Okay.
Some South Africans that have dual nationality will apply for a passport abroad, wait 6 months, travel on their foreign passport, and then it just creates a whole lot of problems.
A whole can of worms. All of this being said, it sounds like you need someone in your corner if you're going to be tackling these things, and there are various agencies and people out there, and you represent what looks like someone who is very much connected to the inner workings, and I think that's the problem here, is we sit 2 or 3 people away from the people who affect the outcomes here. You have a direct line. What services do you offer, and do you have advice for South Africans looking to connect with you that are currently going through this?
So I've been doing this for 16 years.
Wow.
And we practice exclusively in South African immigration and citizenship law, so it's all we do every day, all day. And I think it's important for people to get the proper advice, to do the proper research. We assist in anything that has to do with the South African Citizenship Act or the South African immigration law. So anything to do with foreigners coming to South Africa, South Africans wanting to, or South Africans that have lost their status, want to retain their status. And it's important to get the proper advice because, as you said earlier, it affects the way you live.
Oh,
It
for
affects
sure.
everything. So it's something you want to do properly.
Well, it's the most fundamental
That's
big
right.
question in our lives right now. And I would imagine it's affecting a lot of people with South
So
Africa
many.
being this kind of globally connected little place that we are. Thank you so much for doing the work that you do and knowing everything that you do and fighting the good fight on behalf of the people who desperately
welcome.
need it. Because
Thank you.
it's a fight, yo. It is a fight. It's not to say, though, that it must make you fearful of connecting to that greater diaspora, getting out there, flying the South African flag in places amazing as Italy. Maybe this will get you excited.
Oh, I think there's a lot of people excited because is there anyone who hasn't dreamed of moving to Italy? The food, the culture, and of course the romance. But what do you need to know before you do? And is the grass truly greener on the other side? Now this morning, all of us, in fact, joining us all the way from Carzetta in Italy is South African-born Mishka van der Schuyf and her husband Giovanni, whose love story comes out of a Hollywood rom-com. You can see them on your screen right now. Good morning.
Morning.
Or should we say ciao?
Look, it's great to be chatting to you guys. Firstly, how are you doing this morning?
Well, we were both sleepy. We're not used to waking up and speaking so early. But we're good. We're quite asking.
Look, well, thank you so much for sharing your time with us this morning. Let's dive straight into the conversation. Firstly, why Italy? Out of all the places that you could reside in the world, why choose Italy out of all of them?
So hubby is Italian, but we were living in South Africa for a long time, actually for about a year. And then it wasn't planned. We just took our newborn baby over to meet his in-laws, well, my in-laws, his parents. And then Netsu happened, COVID. So we got, we actually got blocked in Italy and we couldn't come back to South Africa. So we made the most of it and we decided to stay.
Okay.
I love that. And do you mind sharing with us, Mishka, where you guys met?
We were both living in Doha. I was a flight attendant and he was living there for 5 years.
6 years, yeah.
Yeah, 6 years. So on one of my flights, my passenger over here, he was super cute. He wrote me a letter and gave it to me on the flight, and that's how we met, like a movie.
Oh, just like a movie. Giovanni, maybe I can chat to you because obviously you've had a bit of a flip when it comes to the experience. You kind of lived in South Africa for a little bit, right? And then you've gone back to Italy now. What's that sort of transition and change been like for you? Obviously living in South Africa versus Italy, what are some of the big changes that stand out for you? Big differences?
Look, the difference, of course, is the environment is totally different.
Both beautiful places.
Both beautiful places, but probably South Africa is more welcoming than Italy. And the main... what I miss there is the weather. You guys have amazing weather compared to Europe.
Cold.
Because here, when it's cold, it's real cold.
Okay. And Mishka, for you, what were some of in terms of employment, did you struggle to find work in Italy, or do you feel like you've now found your feet and you've been able to adjust? What have been some of those challenges that you've had to face?
Well, as you can imagine, the language barrier, of course, is one of the biggest challenges. A lot of us South Africans, we think that when we leave home, the rest of the world knows how to speak English. But in Italy, it's not always the case, especially in the smaller cities. If you go to Rome and Milano, you're going to find people there that speak English, right? But we moved to a little town, and I think I'm the only one that speaks English here. So I knew it was going to be a challenge for me looking for work. So what I did was I started my own company, and even though I have a degree, a whole UCT degree in environmental and geographical science, I decided to open up a business in beauty because it doesn't require me to speak Italian fluently. you just need to have a basic conversation. Show me what you want to do. Okay, like show me a picture, and then that's that. So I guess I'm kind of smart. And I figured it out. If I hadn't, I would have been in big trouble.
Even because in Italy we are famous for the bureaucracy, which is very complicated paperwork, especially for foreigners.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just
It's
having a
not
chat.
easy unless you have a connection.
You got the plug. You got the perfect plug there. Listen, one thing you started, obviously, apart from just the company you started, you also started, both of you actually, started sharing some videos on TikTok. Now, it's great for, I think, South Africans to see diverse couples, to see couples doing things that are not just in our country. What is it that you use that platform for? Was it a chance to kind of connect with South Africans? Was it a chance to just share your and share what you miss?
So, like the loneliest time of my life, because when we got here, it was COVID, it was lockdown. I was a new mom. I missed home so much, missed my family, and I'm so proud of where I come from. So, big family. I felt really lonely, and I think TikTok kind of was like a therapy for me. And it was so nice to connect to, my Mensa. So. I forced him in the beginning, shame, but he's such a good sport, and you're actually so good at it as well. So we both actually enjoy making content now. I think he likes it even more than me, because sometimes he'll be like, "Babe, you haven't posted in a while. Let's do something." So it's quite cute because we have fun doing it at the same time as well. It's a cute couple date night thing to do for us as well.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so much for joining and for sharing. You know what? It's been incredible to have both of you join us here. And Mishka, whenever you come back, any plans to come for a visit or holiday to South Africa?
We travel home often, eh? Huh?
Yeah. She travel at least twice
a year, yeah.
I try to join her at least once.
So we'll see Cape Town in December, hopefully.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can even get you out here on your couch.
We
And
come to spend
the summer.
The summer
Yeah.
there, so I go in the winter.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. Let's capitalize on our weather. Well, thank you again.
South African wife.
We can have 2 summers.
All right. Well, we look forward to it. Hopefully we get an opportunity to chat to you again, but thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you for sharing what it means to be a South African, being abroad, but it looks like you've definitely got a stallion in your corner supporting you, and I think that makes a world of a difference. But wishing both of you nothing but the best of luck as you are carrying on with your journey and everything else happening abroad. And for you, Mzansi, I think this is an awesome opportunity to remind you. We want to get a conversation going about, are you thinking about moving abroad? Are you wanting to? Do you have any idea? We want to get this conversation started on our social media. Let us know if you are overseas or if you want to be, because we just want to get that conversation going and really see what the vibes are all about.
Now, when it comes to taking South Africa abroad, we all owe the great Joseph Shabalala a debt of gratitude. What he and Lady Smith Black Mambazo did for this country, amazing. And Music Is My Life is the docu that will take us there tonight on SABC1. Then Clava are performing a standard from Little Big Town. It's Girl Crush. Stick around.
Bake more memories and win big with a Tastemaster SA and Royal Baking Powder. Watch the show every Tuesday at 7 and enter our video competition by creating your unique own bake based on the weekly theme using Royal Baking Powder. Share the competition post on social media using hashtag #TheTastemasterSA and stand a chance of winning a KitchenAid stand mixer and more every week. Unleash your creativity with the Tastemaster SA and Royal Baking Powder.
We'll see you in the Tastemaster kitchen.
It's my feel good.
Oh, yes, that's your Feel Good Breakfast show. What a show it's been already on this Monday edition, but let's dive into some more awesome conversations and something where we come to documentaries and awesome ones at that. Now, this is an awesome documentary about a South African music legend. Now, later this evening on SABC1, you can watch the documentary about the life of the late Joseph Shabalala called Music Is My Life, the story of Joseph Shabalala. Now, he rose to international fame with his band, the beloved Ladysmith Black Mambazo. Now, here to tell us more about this documentary is his son and band member Sibongesi Shabalala, as well as producer Judy Nokwedi. And I'm hoping that we got them both online. I see Judy is here. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, and we are very excited to be here today. If Ubaba was alive, he would have been 83 today.
Oh,
so it's a
wow.
very momentous and poignant moment for the family, for us as the filmmakers, Free Women Films, and of course all the millions of followers around the world.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And I'm so honored to have this conversation with you right now, Judy. Maybe I can ask you exactly with regards to this documentary that you put together. This is incredible stuff, but what is it about Joseph's life that really stood out for you, that you found to be quite profound? And in doing so, I think just his entire career, what really has stood out for you to the point where you felt like this is something I need to capture, I need to captivate the audience and share this story?
The reason Joseph Ubaba Shabalala is such a phenomenal global figure is I want to take the viewers into his life. He left Ladysmith at a very young age, very little formal schooling, and then took Iskatamia, globally, and it is a particular musical idiom that the world fell in love with. But what is amazing about Joseph is he was a genius, a musical genius. He was a prolific writer, and we have had access to his archives. Here is a man, not in fourth generation AI and virtual reality, all the modern technology, but a man who was able to document every moment in his life and record it in a meticulous way. So we are sitting with a genius that begs the question around talent, determination, and skill. And so without any formal training, he is still today the most awarded South African musician, 5 Grammys. And so that's about him being able to write, document, and perform. And of course, the name Ladysmith Black Mambazo means axe, because he had said very early on in his career that every competition the band entered, they cut down the opposition with axes. And it's a metaphor, because Joseph actually was a man of incredible humility, humanity, and love.
Oh, wow. You speak with him of such respect, and I think it goes beyond that to say that it is deserved, just hearing some of the accolades and achievements that he's done. And with that being said, I think it's just absolutely incredible to hear. Something I'm trying to understand right now is that I believe that the documentary was shot over the span of like 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Could you explain this capturing process, and where was that moment sort of during that filming of 5 years that you really found like, oh, this encapsulates that spirit, that essence, that fire of Joseph Shabalala? Was there a moment that really stood out for you amongst those 5 years? Because I can imagine there were quite a few, right?
Yes, well, the movie, for all of us as Free Women film directors and producers, we all had this film in our head from the time we first heard the melodic voice of Joseph. His voice actually transports you into another realm, another universe. But the actual filming started 5 years ago when the Joseph Shabalala Foundation allowed us as Free Women Films to begin the process of making the film. So it started formally, or in terms of the actual execution of what was the vision that we had together with 9 to 5, the producer, the director of the film, and Pumi. So in 2018, we did the formal contracting with the Joseph Shabalala Foundation, together with Toko Shabalala, Joseph's wife of the last 17 years, because his first wife, Nellie, had been murdered. So, and then, of course, it was the fundraising. But I think for me, personally, the moment in the film that actually had the most profound impact on me was when Joseph talks about the ancestral dimension to his ability to make this music. Because he had, I suppose, Dolly Parton, Whoopi Goldberg, Stevie Wonder, all of them marveled at his ability to sleep, to wake up, and the music was then thrust upon his beautiful sons and everyone who worked with him, because he said, I've dreamt about this, and let us now perform it, because they used to sleep all together, and the sons will be able to tell you how he would wake them up at any hour and say, in my dream, the music came to me. So for me, it's really when Joseph said, to respect music is to respect life. For me, that is the most powerful moment in the film.
Oh, well, Judy, thank you so much for sharing that. And I see Sibongiseni has just joined us, the son of Joseph. Sibo, can you hear me? Are you there?
Yes, hello, I'm here.
Oh, man, it's good to have you on the line. We were just hearing about the incredible woman behind this documentary, putting this incredible showcase together. And I believe this is an even special day. We were mentioning 83 years old is what Joseph would have been this year today. So I just wanted to ask, from your perspective, what is it like seeing your father's sort of spirit, his essence, coming together in a documentary like this? Do you believe it's captured the heart of what he represented? And what really stands out for you just in all of this and this incredible journey that's unfolded?
Thank you very much for inviting us. I think the ladies, the producers, have done a very good job. Watching the documentary, being part of the interviews, I think they have captured exactly what my father was and what he stood for in the music industry. And it gives us joy to see the way they have captured it and showed exactly what he was about. He was all about the music. He never thought about himself. He always thought about the people of South Africa and people, everyone around him, but not himself. So we are very happy. It makes us sad when we see some things, but mostly we are very happy that his legacy still lives on.
Oh, well, Sibo, thank you so much, Judy. Again, all the work you've done, I can't be more grateful. And for both of you just sharing your time this morning and getting us, I think, excited for an incredible opportunity to see something special this evening. So have a beautiful day, guys. Thank you again for joining us. And for you, Mzansi, music is my life. Yes, that's what we're talking about. It illuminates the incredible journey of Joseph Shabalala, taking us from his roots in South Africa to global stardom with Ladysmith Black Mambazo. So for you, Mzansi, be sure to watch on SABC1 later this evening at 9 p.m.
Welcome back to our Expresso stage that is overflowing with love and joy and happiness and a whole lot of talent. We've got a very musical duo joining us. We are talking about sisters, Brunette, Inga, and Blonde, Martinique. Thankfully, there's a bit of differentiation, but they go by the name Clava, and they recently released their very feel-good song titled Skarmark, which we will be hearing a little bit later, but we want to connect with them and give them a very big Expresso welcome! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're not a live studio audience, but we try. We try so hard to be that. And I will cheer. And you got that vibe. I think you need a good energy around you when you perform. And I think you kind of pitch your performances at that energetic level.
Definitely.
Inga, where did the energy come from? Has it always been there?
Yeah.
Always?
Yeah, we've always been singing since we were little. We always joke that our Barbies, we fought whose Barbie's going to be the singer.
Who's going to have center stage?
Yeah. So, yeah. And Inga, yeah, she had to be Ken because she's got the lower voice. And, and Barbie. And she's the blonde as
And they
well,
actually
so-
wrote that into their kids' contract, and that's why it stayed like this forever.
For sure.
I love it. So if the music's always been there, and I love, we try to pigeonhole it, like put it in a bracket to say, when did you start music? But if you're musical, you're musical. And it's not to say that that's all you are. You're still a sister, you're still a mom, you're still, you know, there are so many other parts of what creates the music. So why take that step? Because it seems to have formalized about 6 years ago that you really started taking this seriously. What prompted that?
You know what? We don't want to sit on the old age homes stoop with regrets.
100%.
So that's it. I think go for your dreams, do what you want to do, and work for it.
And there isn't a better time than now.
No,
Yeah.
and it's never too late.
No, completely. Well, look,
Yeah.
the now is all that actually exists, to be
Exactly.
quite honest. We live in the now in our TV space.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I can feel that. Who's better? That's awful, I'm sorry. but do you have to rely on certain skills in certain spaces? Like one of you is a bit more kind of together and controlling and planning orientated, the other is a bit freer. And how does the chemistry work when it comes to creating the music?
Creating the music. Okay, so I was thinking more of the admin behind the
Just part of the process,
because
yeah.
Martinique does almost everything for us. So she's like
A-type. A-type
yeah,
personality.
yeah, but she's also very much a musician. Arty-farty. She's
Okay,
very
a
arty.
purist.
But she's all together. You know what I mean? But creating the music, we normally like. Sometimes we'll in the middle of the night. There's a little tune in your
Something
head.
happens, yeah.
Yes, and then you'll think, oh, or I'll send a voice note.
Yeah, I get a voice note,
Little
12
voice.
o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, like, you must hear this tune, please, we must try this.
You're the Graham in the space here. 'Cause I'm that person. I send like 25-minute long voice notes explaining where I imagine the person gets to about the 15th minute and like, okay, I'll ask you tomorrow.
But luckily you've got that option where you can like
Fast
2
forward.
times.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
I'm picking up Jen. So basically, you're me and you're my wife, and I think that's how this works. No, I love the fact that you bring this energy with you wherever you perform. So I'm so glad we've got you as bright and early as it is to elevate us all. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to put your ears in and get into the zone because we do have Clava here to perform. Yes, for us a little bit, but mainly for you. And they're going to do an absolute banger to get us started. It's Girl Crush by Little Big Town. Here's Clava.
I got a girl crush. Hate to admit it, but I've got a heart rush. Ain't slowing down. I got it real bad. Want everything she has. That smile and that midnight laugh. She's giving you now. I wanna taste her lips. Yes, 'cause they taste like you. I wanna drown myself in a bottle of her perfume. I want to long blonde hair. I want her magic touch. Yes, 'cause maybe then you'd want me just as much. I've got a girl crush. I've got a girl crush. I don't get no sleep. I don't get no peace thinking about her under your bed sheets. The way that she's whispering, the way that she's pulling you in. Lord knows I've tried, can't get her off my mind. I want to taste her lips. Yes, 'cause they taste like you. I want to drown myself in a bottle of her perfume. I want to love hair. I want her magic
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause, because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While battling for rugby's greatest prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel good.
Welcome back. Thanks so much for dining it in. We've been having a lot of fun looking at the greater diaspora. Who's coming in, who's leaving South Africa, and what is driving that? Well, our next guest was born in South Africa and at a young age, I think around 8, moved to Europe with her family. Now, runner Carla Marinaro has found her home in Cape Town, and she's here with us to tell us a little bit about this journey, what it was like moving back to South Africa, and what motivated those decisions. So great to have you here in the flesh, in person, Carla. Well, I want to say welcome back to South Africa. I know it hasn't just happened, but great to have you here.
We love that we get to have these conversations because you were about 8 years old when you moved to the UK. What was that experience like, and when did you decide, hang on, I want to come back to my roots. I want to make South Africa home again?
Yeah, so me and all my family moved to the UK when I was 8. So I don't know, we just kind of all got bundled in together at that point. I had my 2 brothers and 2 sisters and my mum, and we moved over. My dad came a little bit later. So yeah, it was a bit of a whirlwind, and we just kind of fitted into life in the UK pretty easily. And for me, I don't know, I'd always wanted to come back to South Africa. There was always this draw to come back here, but I didn't quite know where I wanted to be. I did a little stint in Johannesburg, 2018 to 2020, but when the world imploded.
For sure, yeah. Inverted.
Yeah. I decided to go back home to my family, and then, yeah, last year started my journey to figure out where I wanted to be, and ended up in Cape Town.
Cape Town, well, welcome here.
Thanks.
It's weird how so many people have had this about turn. We love the word pivot.
Yeah.
And it's easy to apply to a work sense because that speaks to a rule book. When it comes to your personal life and mapping that out, it's very difficult. What were you basing these decisions on? What were the motivators for you? Obviously, you're a runner and everyone wants to run here. Half the world comes here for that. So that aside, what motivated you? Why was this the right choice to make?
I actually didn't really know where I wanted to be. So last year I decided I could do my job from anywhere. So I went and lived somewhere new every 4 to 6 weeks. So just moved around the world.
Great.
And then I got to Cape Town in December. And after being here for about a week, I was like, I'm in. I was like, I'm not leaving. For me, you know, being a runner, it's an amazing place to be. The running community here is insane. And I love food.
Say it proudly, girl.
Yeah,
it's okay.
If you're
allowed.
a foodie, like Cape Town, we are so spoiled. So the food and the running, I was pretty much sold.
It took my wife literally the trip from the airport. I said to her after we finished doing our season of Strictly, I was like, just come with me for a couple of days and see. By the time we had literally saw the mountain coming from the airport, she was like, okay, now I'll stay here for a while. We'll do it, yeah.
I love that you have come back to South Africa. Do you find that transition quite difficult for you? I mean, there are quite some differences in terms of lifestyle being in the UK and here in South Africa.
I didn't find it that hard. I think, you know, luckily language isn't a barrier, so that's a very easy thing to kind of fit back into. I do have a lot of family still in South Africa. They're kind of spread out all over, so I don't really feel like I'm on my own with my immediate family, still being in the UK. And everyone here has just made me feel so welcome. I had lived in Joburg for a little bit, and, you know, some people had said, oh, I'm not sure how friendly people are in Cape Town, but they are so friendly. It's crazy. I've just like fitted straight back in without it being an issue.
Yeah, well, it's a very cosmopolitan city right now, which is amazing. Just very quickly, has there been a piece of advice that you were given, maybe a mantra that you repeat to yourself, something that's helped you through this process? And I'm speaking specifically to people who are in the midst of trying to make these decisions, maybe one foot in the UK or another part of the world and one foot in SA. What advice do you have for them?
I think you've just got to try and do it and just throw yourself in and see if you feel comfortable in the place that you move to. Like, you're never going to know unless you try.
Just do it, yeah.
So, yeah, you just got to, you know, just be brave. And I think for me, the easiest thing when I have been moving to different countries is find that thing that is your hobby and find a group of people that have a similar hobby to you, because it's the easiest way to make friends and get into a community.
Have a click, yeah. I love that. And running is the best thing to do for that. Because wherever you go, there will be people running, but it makes you feel like a local. The second your foot hits the road, you are part of that landscape. So good to have you back here. Good luck. Enjoy embracing this new phase of your life. And thank you so much for opening a window into your journey.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Happy running.
Happy running indeed. Well, listen, if you want to be part of this conversation, we're going to now unpack what you had to say on social media.
Don't run anywhere. This is going to get interesting. We obviously asked you this morning on social media, if you had the opportunity to work, move anywhere in the world, live there, do the things, where would it be? Why would you go there? And we asked you to let us know on our socials. It's 063-408-8863 with the hashtag Expresso. And of course, we've got some people coming through. I think this is Reita Betse Dachenkov. I hope I pronounced that correctly. But this one says USA. Doesn't have to have any travel experience, but I like technology. And I hope I'm a learn and pursue new things there. Okay, I like that. Shantae is up next, saying, mornings, I'll move to Dubai. Amazing opportunities that side, and I just love that place. Okay, let us know why you love these places. I know you love them, but give us more detail. I like that. We got Ora Peleng next up, saying, honestly, nowhere beyond our borders. I love this country. I would rather rotate from province to another. There's no place like home. Ooh, I might just agree with you there. We have world-class provinces too. Sharposa says South Detroit in America. South Detroit. That's what it means. Okay, I had to think about that for a second. I get where you are now. I'm with you. Okay, we got the rookie over next, saying Indonesia. The weather is absolutely great. The locals are amazing and life is cheap. Oh, and I just think of the beaches out there too. And then Chego Fatso says Amsterdam. The idea of living there is bliss for me. some great places. Mzansi, I'm absolutely loving this, especially Detroit. I know where you are now, but keep it coming, Mzansi. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show, 063-408-8863. And here's a reminder for you to not go anywhere. Why? Entertainment news is next, and we're going to find out why Kevin Hart is in a wheelchair? Yeah, that's happening. And then, of course, honoring the man himself, the late Derek Watts. So much to chat about. His impressions were incredible. So we're going to dive into that in just a moment, just after this.
It's my feel good. Well, it's a minute after 8. If you've just tuned in, you are not too late. We still have one more hour of your Feel Good Breakfast Show to go. Let's take a final look at those headlines.
Thank you so much, Zoe. Yes, it's just gone 1 minute past the hour, almost perfect timing. And starting with national news headlines. Now, the Gauteng MEC for Education, Matome Chiolone, says parents and guardians who have applied for the placement of grade 1 and grade 8 learners will receive text messages on the 4th of next month. Now, the message will indicate where the learner has been offered space, and Chilone says parents will have 7 days to respond. Now, some 270,000 applications have been processed, and Chilone says more than 30,000 applications were sent incomplete. Now, sticking to national headlines right now, the donation of energy equipment from China announced last week will help provide emergency energy solutions for clinics, hospitals, police stations, and correctional facilities. Now, this has been stated by the Minister of Electricity, Dr. Kgosientsho Ramakgopa, and he said a shipment of the equipment had already left China for SA. Now, China has donated 552 emergency energy units to South Africa, and in May, the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria ordered that the government must ensure uninterrupted electricity supply to all government hospitals, clinics, schools, and police stations. Well, from our national news headlines, let's head into our international news one last time. Now, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu will meet U.S. President Joe Biden on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York next month. Now, the UN General Assembly is scheduled to sit from September the 18th to the 26th in New York. Now, spokesperson Ajuri Ngalela said Tinubu had accepted the invitation, and Tinubu was embarked on Nigeria's boldest reforms in decades, has called for more U.S. investments in his country and greater cooperation for the defense of democracy in West Africa amid rising coup incidents in the region. Well, carrying on with the international headlines, the Taliban government has banned women from visiting the Band Amir National Park in the Bamiyan province. Now, Afghanistan's acting Minister of Virtue and Vice, Mohammad Khalid Hanafi, said women had not been observing hijab inside the park. Now, he called on religious clerics and security agencies to forbid women from entering until a solution was found. Now, Bandi Amir is a significant tourist attraction and became Afghanistan's first national park in 2009. Now, it's a popular destination for families, and the ban on women attending will prevent many from being able to enjoy the park. Now, lastly in our headlines, a lot to celebrate for some. Yes, if you're a redhead, you really missed out if you weren't in Tilburg in the Netherlands this past weekend. Now, this is where thousands gathered to celebrate their redhead at the annual Redhead Day Festival. Now, some 5,000 natural redheads from different countries visited the festival. That festival started by accident after amateur painter Bart Ruvenhorst placed an ad in a newspaper in 2005 for 15 redhead models, and 150 ended up pitching. Now, in 2013, the festival entered the Guinness World Records book as the largest gathering of people with natural red hair. Now, there were 1,672 redheads in the traditional group picture, and this past weekend, it was indeed 5,000 shades of red at Tilburg. This is incredible stuff. Well, if you're looking for a place to find your people, well, look no further. For now, though, you can look no further because we have the rest of the headlines. And here's the G-Man with all things sport.
Ryle, will you contemplate the Redhead Games for 2024? Let's get into the games currently playing out, and it doesn't get better than this. Staying true to their pre-match commitment of putting on a show, the Springboks dominated the All Blacks at Twickenham, setting the tone for their World Cup defence. Now, with a convincing 35-7 victory, leading 14-0 at half-time, the Boks' remarkable performance, of course, foreshadows their upcoming matches against Scotland, Romania, Ireland and Tonga in the Rugby World Cup pool stages, and would have been a wake-up call for the All Blacks and I think the rest of the rugby fraternity. Some other results from the weekend: Fiji's 30-22 win over England, some major shocks there. Then Samoa came so close, 13-17, losing out to world leaders Ireland. Now, on the flip side of the rugby coin, there seems to be a potential suspension looming for former Springbok flyer Elton Jantjies, as he has tested positive for clenbuterol, a banned substance. Now, clenbuterol, known for fat-burning benefits in bodybuilding, is also an aid for asthma sufferers, and Jantjies maintains his innocence, denying any deliberate use. The 33-year-old was previously left off the Springboks' final World Cup roster this month. Jantjies was informed of the adverse result from a June urine sample submitted to the SA Institute of Drug-Free Sport, and he remains resolute in clearing his name. So we'll certainly watch that space. And football with a lot of drama yesterday. A dramatic twist unfolded. A substitute, Darwin Núñez, netted twice in the final 10 minutes, propelling a 10-man Liverpool to a remarkable 2-1 comeback against Newcastle at their stronghold, St James's Park, yesterday. Not many have been able to do that. Now, initially, Anthony Gordon capitalised on a Trent Alexander-Arnold mistake that gave the Magpies the lead. Then, despite Virgil van Dijk's early red card, Newcastle couldn't capitalise on the numerical advantage. And Núñez stepped in with the magic, some standout moments there, securing Liverpool's win, placing them now fourth with 7 points on the EPL table. And then finally, we turn to motorsports, and definitely a home ground advantage. No one's going to stop him now. Formula One champion Max Verstappen clinched his 9th consecutive victory. In fact, matching Sebastian Vettel's incredible 2013 run in so doing, after navigating a rain-soaked Dutch Grand Prix riddled with red flags. The Red Bull driver secured a hometown win at Zandvoort from pole position. Then Fernando Alonso, still on the podium incredibly, claimed 2nd place and then a fastest lap bonus as well, while Pierre Gasly continued his incredible run, celebrating his first podium for Alpine. With his win, it's not a matter of when, but rather, or if, but rather when Max will be crowned a 3-time Formula One champion. And showing this kind of form, I think there's going to be many more to come. But that's a wrap of your sport for this beautiful Monday morning. Let's take you back out onto the roads and get you to work safely.
Thank you, Graham. And we start with traffic in Gardens, Montague Gardens, Cape Town. There is some congestion on the N7 southbound. It's at Bosmansdam Road. Expect delays and allow for some extra travel time. In Pretoria, there's a stationary vehicle. It's on the N1 southbound after Proefplaas interchange. 2 lanes are closed on the left-hand side, but traffic is free-flowing. That's your traffic. Let's take a final look at your weather. And we start off with some news. The SA Weather Services warns that the current heat wave with persistently high temperatures, which is being experienced over the Richterveld municipality of the Northern Cape, will last at least until tomorrow. It is thus also no surprise that extremely high fire danger conditions are expected over the David Kruiper and the Kaya Garib local municipalities and northern parts of the Namakwa district municipality of the Northern Cape, as well as the Matsikama local municipality of the Western Cape. People are urged to be extremely careful and to avoid open fires. But let's look at your temperatures for your Monday, starting off in Polokwane. A low of 5 with a high of 19. Mbombela 11.22. Pretoria 6.23. Johannesburg 4 with a high of 22. Your low in Mahikeng is 7, your high 24. Klerksdorp 3.25. Kimberley 10.23. Bloemfontein 5 with a high of 23. If you're in Richards Bay, 12's your low, 22 your high. Pietermaritzburg 7.22. If you're in Durban, a sunny day with a low of 14 and a high of 21. Mthatha 8.26. East London 13.23. Cradock 5.26. If you're in Kabeja, your low is 12, your high 21. George 12, reaching a high of 22. Cape Town 15. 6, Worcester 16.29. If you're in Sutherland, 8 is your low, 22 your high, and Uppington, your low for today is 11 and your high 28 degrees Celsius. Those are your temperatures. Let's take a final look at your sunrise views. Rajen in Chatsworth is sharing this beautiful sunrise view. Look at the clouds rolling in. Shanu in Pietermaritzburg gracefully captured this sunrise view. Look at all the birds flying low. Niklaas from Hartenbos shared a stunning photo overlooking the town, which is absolutely beautiful. And Prakash sent in this phenomenal video while in the car park. And just look at that sunrise in the distance. Absolutely beautiful. Well, those are your sunrise views, and we would love to see what you have to share with us. Our number is 063 408 8863.
Yep, we brought him all the way from Tilbach, from the Ginger Gathering. He's ours. We've staked the claim. Thank you, Sean. We love you. We're going to take a very quick break. On the flip side, Serena Williams celebrating the birth of a second baby. We are here for that. Then we celebrate one of the greatest lives in broadcasting. Derek Watts, of course, passed and left a vacuum within the local and international broadcasting landscape. But what a wonderful human being. We pay homage after this.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso breakfast show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While box battling for Rugby's prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win Rugby's greatest moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel good.
Oh, welcome back. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso on S3. Now it's time for us to take another look at the world of entertainment and see what our favorite celebs have been up to. And we're going to kick it off with Serena Williams and her husband, who have welcomed baby number 2.
Oh, yeah.
How incredible. The tennis icon, 41 years old, is a mom of 2, and she's also a tech entrepreneur. In fact, her husband, who's the tech entrepreneur, Alexis, they are so excited to have welcomed a second baby girl into the world, and they announced it on Instagram last week, saying, "Welcome Adira River Ohanian." Now, the new dad of 2 captioned a family photo revealing that that is the baby girl's name.
Oh, she's so small.
I think it's so cool that you can have like a healthy baby at 41 years old. There's always these silly myths of like women not being able to have like a good kid at that age. I think it's like, no, but like genuinely, I'm hearing it so often. It's a crazy thing.
It does change dramatically. I think in this case, you need the support, and obviously a lot goes into it.
Yeah.
And she obviously has those support structures around her.
And she's healthy.
And she's incredibly healthy.
athlete
But I mean,
body.
there are things that aren't within your control in that space,
Yeah.
is what I'm trying to say. So she is very fortunate that everything runs beautifully, but she's obviously got the support. But what I love about this is because there was so much question about her taking the time out to focus on her family. But you're the GOAT. You're going to be the best history, that history's ever seen. And. But she chose this path and has done it beautifully, man. So I'm so happy for that family.
Yeah. Look, the stories continue this weekend, of course, from superstar athletes to superstars. We're talking about Big Sean, and I think it's Janae Aiko, who is filed for a temporary restraining order. Now, this one's against an alleged stalker whose creepy behavior has been ramping up in recent weeks. I'm feeling for them so much. Now, according to TMZ, the couple actually went to the courts on Monday. That was the 21st of August, and they were looking to be granted a restraining order against 29-year-old Ian Craig Leith. Now, the singer is reportedly fearing for her life, as Les has shown up to, various events and concerts, and even broke into a Sean's specific Palisades home, and that's where they share, the space with their infant son and her 14-year-old daughter. So this is pretty crazy stuff. It's scary stuff, actually, man, when it crosses over that threshold, you know what I mean?
This is social media. If a person can see you inside your house, they know where your house is, they know where you're going to be working, they know personal details of your life. It's worth noting. And at the end of the day, we're all just people. And that's the thing. You might be a celebrity, but you're still living a relatively normal life. You don't have 24-hour security and bodyguards with you all the time. It is a little bit scary from that perspective, but what made me chill is the fact that that's where their baby is. That's the center of their safe place.
That's your home and your family. It doesn't get scarier than that. So, wow, I'm definitely feeling for them and hope that they can sort that out and are granted that interdict, I think. But yeah, definitely carrying on with the rest of the headlines. There's a lot happening.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. We're bringing it back home. Pearl Thusi gets candid on her friendship with DJ Zinchle. And friendships go through various cycles. And in some moments, people are not as close to each other as they are. They usually are. But that doesn't mean that they're not friends. Now, this is the case with media personalities Pearl Thusi and DJ Zinchle. There have been various reports that said that the two have ended their friendship. However, Pearls finally spoke out about it, and Thusi said in an interview on DJ Fresh's WAW, the What a Week, we are adults, we are growing, we are evolving, so sometimes we're going to have moments where we're not agreeing on things. And there's a time you would, for example, it's just, these things happen, but there's no beef. I think people are seeing things where...
Beef is a media mechanism.
Zanzi wanted the beef.
Yeah, but it's PR, man, and they'll create beef and they'll use beef, and it's the term beef exists for that. But they're still mates who have walked kind of a similar path through the industry. As much as they're doing different things, they will know how difficult it is as a young woman in South Africa to be able to achieve the level of success that they have. And both of them have smashed through that glass ceiling. And then she's used this as an opportunity to express her love and admiration that she's building an empire, and she's trying to emulate that. So it's not girl hate, it's not jealousy that has driven this wedge between them, or it's got nothing to do with that. Maybe they just fought over whatever to wear in the morning, or a cup of coffee that someone had a sip of. You don't know. but they're just mates.
Yeah.
Then this final story, because we love Kevin Hart on our show, because he seems to love South Africa, and he's also just turned 40, and not that the body would let you know anything about it, but he obviously maybe punched a little bit above his weight class. Sorry, that's not a personal joke, but he took a run with his Patriots buddy, Stephen Ridley, who, of course, is no longer pro, but is still incredibly fast. And he was trying to do young stuff and ended up in a wheelchair. They did a 40-yard dash, which is like in footy. If you can get this down, that's how they track your speed over these shorter distances. Somewhere in that, I don't know, he managed to hurt himself to the point, Jake. It's trying to slow himself down, I think, more than anything else. But I've had one of those old man injuries before, where you tear a hamstring taking off or a groin.
Oh.
I think the funniest thing for me is just listening to his video. You can check it out on Instagram. He's just so upset with himself, sitting in a wheelchair, and he's like accepting footy and what comes with this age. It's hilarious. You must check it out.
It's not true. It's not true, Kev. It's not true.
But he makes good fun of it, though, and I think he's finding somewhat of a silver lining in a bad situation, I guess.
As he does, and he takes us along that journey. So we have been speaking a lot over this last week at the chasm that has been left by the passing of one of the greatest to have ever played in this space, despite being, I think, working in probably the toughest front line of media, breaking some of the biggest stories that we have had in South Africa. Derek Watts never drifted away from being a beautiful human being that connected with you on that level. And obviously we lost one of our greatest, a true icon whose legacy of compassion and I think unwavering professionalism has inspired so many of us in this industry. He's just a wonderful human being that we are going to miss so much. And here is just one small opportunity to join and honor this brave legend's journey, defined by kindness, I think.
All you have to do is wake up the next day and take on the challenge. Don't spend your night fretting about it. You wake up the next morning and accept that challenge of that day and keep going on day by day.
Renowned journalist, presenter, and a legend in my eyes, Derek Watts. We're going to keep introducing you this morning because we have to squeeze in your CV and how much we love you. We've got to do it 10 times over. Derek, we love having you here, so thank you so much for jumping on board.
It really is great to be here, and I love this studio. It's just got a good feeling.
It's a vibe, my friend, because we love it. And I would imagine you are able to extract that same level of fulfillment out of your work, even more so because you've been there. You've been present for so many magical moments, a lot of dark moments as well. It's a lot of dark moments fallen on your shoulders.
Yeah, and I think maybe you've noticed recently that we, at the end of every Carte Blanche broadcast, we have a lighten up story. That's not for.
Why is that so important? Why do you need to have that voice in your space specifically, do you think?
I think because we are all going through dark times, and it gives this message of hope. And I think the stories are just captivating. They really are. I don't think I'm particularly a brave person, I'm being honest here. I work well with a team. So you get energized by the team. I need to be inspired because I've got a lazy streak that runs through this long body, as my wife will tell you. Strange to think that when we all got together and plotted Adcock Ingram OTC sponsors of Brave was pre-COVID. There was no pandemic. It's been good to be recognizing healthcare workers, pharmacists, of course, in particular. I wish I could have actually, joined into the same sort of rhythm. My dancing wasn't quite up to scratch, but I love the whole campaign.
hope in different ways. In different ways. What does it mean to you?
Hope is believing in a future. Hope is not giving up. Hope is, I think, when you really are feeling down and out, thinking of ways to get out of it. But it's not always easy, and let's face it, there are people in this country who really do need hope.
Remember that hope is a powerful weapon even when all else is lost. And Derek, you actually did you have any interactions with Ndade Mandela while he
I did, yeah. The most remarkable was when Mark Shuttleworth was in space.
Yes.
And I'd been with him as he shuttled off in Kazakhstan, got back to South Africa, and we were in the carte blanche studio with Madiba, and just sitting and watching Mark in space, and they had this chat, and Mark was doing little tricks and juggling the camera.
Wow.
It was a beautiful, beautiful moment. I always think, you know, what was the end result? Did we get a message out that helped people? Yeah, we believe truth brings change, and maybe we make a difference.
Personally, to Derek and the team that you've gathered around you throughout your incredible career, thank you for everything that you've done for our industry and for us individually that have been able to connect with you. We love you, we miss you, and we are sending all of our energy and our love to your beautiful family.
Oh, yes, indeed. Now, don't go anywhere, Mzansi. Obviously, after this, we are carrying on with your Feel Good Breakfast show. More to look forward to in just a bit. So, of course, don't go anywhere and get into the feel of this good stuff.
Well, we have...
Derek Watts, iconic South African, brave legend, and giant of the media industry, has passed. May his dear, brave soul rest in peace.
Well, coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show, we have a special visitor. Conrad Koch is here, bringing his favorite friend along. And we're going to talk about that new show, Baggage, which touches on mental health. That is on its way on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
Yeah.
It's my feel good.
Welcome to the Good Breakfast show. It's me, just a missing here, and I'm with Graham. And hello, hey guys.
Hi.
You're looking sexy.
Who are you looking at, buddy?
My goodness,
Don't
you're
just
aging well,
engage.
hey?
Zoe is engaged.
And
ready
you
to
look
be
like,
married.
I
I'm
don't know
already
what
married.
you look like the cover of Men's Health.
Ooh.
The 1986.
I know. I've been going for that. It's good to see you
They look
again,
good.
Chester.
It's
What's
great
with
to
the
be-
Crocs, bro?
I know, look at that. I'm made out of tataways, so I'm wearing tataways. Weird, isn't it? Yeah, you thought plastic and plastic.
That's cool.
It's like contraception wearing contraception. It makes no sense.
But it does when you connect to the man with the arm. Are you, buddy?
You know where his
Conrad?
hand is, Graham. Look.
I know. I warned you about that
I
earlier.
know, but you work in you're a journalist, you know what it's like. No, just
We always
such an honor to be here. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
We appreciate
it's
it.
great
Oh,
to
look
have
at the
you.
light and shade. I love it. It is good to have you here. It feels like it's been a while since I've seen you, man.
It is. We toured a show that was very political before, so we didn't bring it through because this show's all about the fun. We love being on the Feel Good Breakfast Show. So this show we're doing is all about fun and lightness and silliness. So we really wanted to. And yeah, and baggage. He's in therapy. There's 1,000 rands and someone can go, how are you doing today? And I told him he should go wait until a call center agent phones because they also ask, how are you doing today? And then just answer for an hour. They can't hang up. They'll save themselves 1,000 rands.
Oh, well, so are you on a sabbatical from politics?
Well, I'm kind of stopping for a long time. It's just
Really? Why?
Well, it's so divided, and like everyone, the DA thinks that you're anti them all the time. The EFF thinks you're anti them all the time. The ANC pretends nothing's wrong. And also, I'm touring a lot overseas at the moment, and so on. So we're creating work that's for the world, as opposed to what happened in South African politics. So everything. Barbie's got a new movie. Isn't it great? Barbie,
Why
what's
do
your
you look
agenda?
at me when you ask that?
Because you look
Chester?
like a Ken. I'm not gonna lie.
I do.
Did you watch it?
I did. I loved it. Barbie's a feminist. Isn't that great? Hey, next time you see Barney the dinosaur, he's going to be like turtle eyes and that. I asked Barbie what's her gender because she's a, you know, there's nothing there. She said she's made out of plastic. She identifies as Tatawe.
She's not alone.
You're going to get us in trouble. No, dude, I'm going to get you
us
cancelled.
in trouble. We're the ones who are going to get banned.
I
Not you.
don't
You just
care.
move on.
I don't care. You work on TV.
And which means we come with a lot of baggage, Chester.
You do. We do.
Has this been therapy for you? Because everyone has baggage. The world over, our baggage, it might be in a slightly more expensive bag somewhere else, but the baggage inside looks all
I
the
love that,
same.
Graham. I love that. That is so spot on. You know, there's a lot of dynamics in South Africa where we're pissed off with each other all the time.
Yeah.
And me as a person, I've gone through a lot of personal stuff. I've talked to myself for a living.
Yeah,
And you
exactly.
just lost an argument with yourself.
I don't know if this classifies as therapy. But
It's
I
not
don't
even
know.
therapy. There's therapy right now.
So does Chester accompany you to therapy or is it private?
That's weird, isn't it? Hey, the group therapy, the hen's like, how you doing? We're doing fine.
You are they. You can be they.
I'm they, yeah, literally. No, you know, the dealing with this stuff just makes life a little bit lighter. And for me, like, I don't like dancing, and in the show, there's a whole story about it. I don't like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm quite inhibited about. You're inhibited
talking, yeah.
about saying the word inhibited. That's true. So I think in a lot of ways, we can all come out of ourselves, and that's what the show's about having fun and letting go. And he ends up, by the end of the show, he's just wearing a Speedo. Don't tell them that. Yeah, I know. There's nothing. You got to see, he used to play water polo when I was a little kid.
Oh, really?
There was nothing there. It was just an Easter egg. His gender was Kinderjoy.
I told you, we're going to get banned. And then we
It's too late. You're the one wearing felt school.
Buddy, I've got to say thank you because in processing your stuff in that space, and what must feel like quite an unsafe space to be as vulnerable as you have to as a comic, you help us deal with these things.
Well, although you know, Graham, this show, if you're watching at home, is a ton of fun. We're touring it everywhere, and it's a little bit of serious and mostly just complete silliness. I've got to my school teacher, Mr. Dixon. Yeah, Mr. Dixon, that guy's weird. He comes out and he asks his class, says to his class, there's no such thing as a stupid question. Yeah, that's how you find them. So it's a lot of silliness. There's a party ostrich who's got advice on how to party. We get someone out from the audience. We'll do that in the next segment. We make someone in the audience talk. And it's all just, if you enjoy like America's Got Talent or sort of a Jeff Dunham style, fun ventriloquism, that's what the show is. There's a like kind of mental health thing, but it's not, you know, it's not serious
all of us are there, bro, and we're all finding things to laugh at. I absolutely love that. Back at the National Arts Festival, which must have been amazing. It's such an amazing South African.
So it's really come back, hey, since the COVID really knocked it out the park. But, well, you knocked it down, not out the park, but knocked it down. And it's back full force. It really was a great festival. And we're of course, touring. We're at Cafe Rue Noordhoek. There's only a couple of tickets left for that this Friday.
Probably
Paul. Yeah, and Paul, there's a show on Saturday, this Saturday at O'Mill Theatre. You can book it at our website or at Quicket. And then in Joburg, 13th to the 17th of September, we're at Monte Casino. It's going to be great. Web tickets.
Chester was so insecure that you weren't going to remember those names. Eh?
No, he doesn't remember anything. Unlike a hard drive. That's why his hand's in there.
You're like the cloud.
I am like the cloud. Thank you. I charge him R2 a month.
That's all it takes.
Well, please stay tuned. We still want to chat a little bit more with you.
Thanks, Chloe. Thanks.
Yes, don't go anywhere, Mzansi. We're going to have more of that conversation and diving into Chester and also talking about mental health, which is, of course, always important. It doesn't matter what month it is. Now, talking about what's important when you meet the love of your life and you want to do everything with them, but you want to start a business together, you ask yourself, well, how important is this, right? Now, in today's Our Money Matters chat, I've got a question for the table to find out if it's a good idea for your partner to be your partner. So here's our table. Welcome into this one. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to get good. This is going to get interesting. So obviously, we're talking about how far do we take partnerships. So the question that I want to ask you is, firstly, do you think that working with your partner is a good idea? Yeah. What are the pros and cons of something like this? What are your insights on this? Yeah.
Go for it, Ted.
I personally think it could be a massive pro.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'll be able to work with my partner. We have a great friendship. We are very similar in a lot of ways, but I think where his strengths really complement my weaknesses, and I think my strengths complement his weaknesses, we would make a great working team.
Yeah, that's perfect. Eugene?
100%, yeah, I've done it. I've worked with him. So obviously, we met in a professional environment. Yeah. How unprofessional. But we worked so well together, in fact, we decided to continue very unprofessionally. But we put on a show together, an amazing dance show, which was crazy. So and we did it in the worst of times. It was when load shedding first came. So there were so many disasters along the way. But I've realized because of exactly that, because we had these balancing skills, and we both have the BMT, where it's like, it doesn't matter what anyone else is telling you, we're going to do it. But us being able to delegate, and granted, she is like one of the best dancers that's ever set foot in the country, so it was quite easy to work with her putting together a dance show. I was like, wow, this is a lot easier than I thought it would be, because she was just so phenomenally talented. But we did have to be very clear about what those roles were. And I think there's still amount of, from the whole Strictly experience, she got used to disciplining me and putting me in my place.
And that just carried on. So let's have fun with this. Let's say, hypothetically, you actually did do something with your partner in terms of a business or an entrepreneurial adventure. What would that be? What would you do? What company would you start together?
Oh, we've spoken about this. We would do construction, home renovations.
Okay.
Because he comes from the construction, civil engineering background, planner, project management. I like the creative, the DIY side, so that's the realm where it happen. Yeah.
You're going to be flipping. They're going to be flipping.
One day we'll have a massive house on the office, so we consultations to come through.
I just asked him to build me my dream home.
Gina, what would you guys do? Like a dance fight company?
Yeah, 100%. The crazy thing is, I obviously, because I know her talent base, I'm constantly thrusting what I think are my kind of the long-term goals, and it would have to be fed from that passion. I think it would be a purpose-driven thing for the two of us. I have a feeling it's going to be less and less to do with money and more to do with helping grow and develop young people. I think with us being parents of kids at that age, you realize how fundamentally, you would know this from the kids that you work with, there is a gap, an age where you can unlock potential. So I think it might be something in that space, but sure, dude.
The business of unlocking.
Yeah, unlocking potential.
I love that. This one is a bit more like, I think, practical. So, I mean, Zoe, you've kind of answered this question in terms of your strengths when it comes to your partners. How would you divide the roles amongst the business? Who'd have like the strong point when it comes to finances and things like that? And who's just handling the marketing?
Yeah. I think you've answered your own question. Right?
Well, I think in our case, I think, you know, he is the planner. He is very much more diligent. I like to push the boundaries. I'm a bit more on the creative side. So, yeah, I think it's pretty clear-cut in how the direction we would go.
And it works so well, yeah. It's a good balance. G, on your side?
100%. I hustle. She controls. And between those two polarities, I think in a business situation, we'd be very good.
One thing that stands out for me is that you both are aware of the relationship. You communicate that with your partners. And it's so easy for you to have these answers. So maybe a reminder to you, Mzansi, if you're in a relationship, you should have these conversations. But more importantly, some might argue that running a marriage is like running a business. And one way to cut some costs and bulk up those monthly
profits and savings is by signing up for a Nedbank My Goals Plus account and getting your partner to join family banking. Now, not only will you be able to reap all the rewards of the My Goals account, but your partner is going to be able to save 50% on their monthly account fee. So come on, get involved in this one together. And if you want to find out more, get the information and view it all at the amazing benefits. And that all can be seen at the website, and that's the Nedbank Money app that also has all this information. So what are you waiting for? There's a website, there's a Money app, there is all the, the franchises that you can get to as well. It's just getting you to have this conversation and also get involved at My Goals account. It's a goodie.
Half price.
Mabel, check this. With a My Goals premium account, you get 12 free airport lounge visits.
12?
Yeah.
God, David, when are you busy your next getaway during office hours? Man.
Okay, so we've got a ventriloquist, comedian, and just awesome human being, Conrad Koch, here to turn the dummy into a dummy today. Yep, we're going to see what he's going to do with me.
I see what you did there.
And then we also have the duo Clava in studio. We are gearing up for another performance from the ladies.
Across women's sports, the fields never looked so wide open as it does this spring. And with 150,000 Rand to be won in the World Sports Betting Spring Stakes on Expresso, catch your favorite breakfast show on Spring Day, the 1st of September from 6 to 9 a.m. on S3. It's a celebration of sport with your chance to be one of 8 lucky viewers spinning the wheel for your share of 150,000 Rand. Plus, World Sports Betting account holders, your spin and win winnings will be matched with free World Sports Betting vouchers, only on Expresso.
It's my feel good.
Welcome back. We are in studio with the hilarious Conrad Koch talking about his upcoming comedy show called Baggage. And we have Raul de Mornay here because Graham's gone missing. We don't know.
Yeah, Graham had a beef with Chester, I believe. And
there was a vibe.
I heard something in the
they locked heads.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Is Chester okay?
Chester's fine because he's made out of rubber. So it's like checking if your oven gloves are okay.
Okay.
He can handle the oven.
Okay, but G might have gone through something in the process.
Something happened, and I've actually asked him to help me out. You know, he's got something he's been wanting to share with you guys for so long. You know, he's a great guy. He's got a passionate side hustle going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend Graham. Come here's Graham. There we go.
Man.
Are you there?
You okay, Graham?
Yeah! Ryan! I love you.
It's a great colleague.
Graham,
nice
you need...
knees, Graham.
Graham, I love your nails. Who did them?
Oh, all day.
What's going on here, Graham?
All day. I'm the presenter. The nights. I'm the lion.
A lion.
I'm a pussycat.
I'm sure you are.
I love cats.
Zoe.
Got two.
You're a zebra.
Oh, you are?
Hey, it's awkward.
Don't make eye contact.
So you walk around as a lion?
Oh, yes, I do.
Is that weird?
No, I fit in.
Where?
Takai.
Cape Town.
Yeah.
And diet-wise, what do Takai lions eat?
Croissants.
What do Constantia lions eat?
Oh, 2 croissants.
With almond milk.
This? Oh, yes, I am. Do you come in every day?
So this must be the first Takai cat that is this cat a meat eater as well? Or is this
oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
What meat do you eat?
Oh, don't you want to know?
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
What happens after this?
I get a new job.
What's your hand doing?
Who's your kitty?
Okay.
It's snack time.
Hello.
Oh.
Conrad, you're looking like a snack there. Careful.
I'm feeling a bit...
Sitting quite close.
Oh.
Is this how you get your audience involved?
Yes, well, it is a great way in the end of the show.
Oh, yes. There's even a strip club for lions.
What? A strip club for lions?
Yes.
What's it called?
Cheetahs.
So at the end of the show, someone comes up from the audience, your dad maybe, or your mom or something, and then they teach me how to dance. I know how to dance. No, you don't. Yes, I do.
He
Oh,
does.
please,
He knows how to dance.
She is our best dancer in
Ask
the
him
studio.
to do the meerkat.
Yeah.
That's what made me get kicked out the zoo.
What?
Doing the meerkat.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Oh, this is too good.
Did you do? You wash as a lion.
Head and shoulders.
Oh, we're so excited.
So you're going to come see the show?
Hell yeah!
Your body language.
Ignore my body language.
And then to Joburg.
13th to the 17th of September. You look at where the tickets
At Monte Casino.
Okay. Oh, and this cat will be there because I want to see this.
Oh, yes, I will.
Ryan, Graham comes with me to all my shows.
I'm going to be in Paul on Saturday night.
Paul Old Mill Theatre.
Oh.
What's going on?
No idea. Is my wife watching?
Graham, you got to go.
Oh, yes, I've got to go. What? The kitty litter box.
Go to your litter box.
Good for Graham, man. Wasn't he great?
Oh, okay. All right. Absolute magic. Man, that is incredible. So I'd imagine on the day you're choosing someone random. They have no idea what's going on. This is a proper experience.
It's such an experiment because everyone has a different reaction.
Yeah.
But you can normally tell from the vibe. I mean, you guys do this for a living. You can tell from their vibe that they've got a bit of personality.
Yes.
They're laughing a lot. And you got someone like that. And sometimes they're actually quite conservative, but the mask gives them license to, like, you know, Graham's a really great guy, so we know he's going to play along. But sometimes they're, like, awkward, and then slowly they melt. And people go, oh, they're such an introvert. And it really
all of a sudden they come.
Thing. Oh. It's really fun. So it's a license to have fun. And that's, I think, South Africans, we need that.
We definitely need that. Well, Conrad, thank you for joining us today.
I appreciate that.
And do not miss out. You can catch him at Cafe Rue on the 1st of September. That's this coming Friday. Then on Saturday, the 2nd of September in Paul, and at the Pieter Toerien Theatre at Monte Casino from the 13th to the 17th of September. All tickets can be booked at his website. That's conradkoch.co.za. We've got those details on your screen.
Oh, yes, we do. Of course, we're going to go into the world of entertainment from one absolute maestro of entertaining to another. We're going to do some BTS and check out Clava, who have been joining us all throughout this morning. But it looks like they got a little sound check going on. Let's find out what's happening.
Sometimes you just got to move. It's a brand new day, and it comes with new adventures. Today we're going on an adventure with the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5, and it looks beautiful. I actually look beautiful for once. It's incredible, and we are all invited to go behind the scenes to hashtag join the flip side. And why we're doing that today, obviously we've got a beautiful sound check going on here, the crew trying their best not to dance because Clava are in studio today. Morning ladies, sounding phenomenal, looking incredible. And you don't have to miss a beat. We love the fact that we get to enrich ourselves with performances like this. If you're worried that you're heading out for work and you are not going to be able to watch the show today, do not stress, because you can join our live stream on the Expresso Show YouTube channel, and you don't have to miss literally a beat from the Clava band or any of our performers. Absolutely amazing that we can connect with you in this way. So why stop there with the live show today? You can watch reruns of old shows, relive some of your magical moments. There is an opportunity to delve into the Expresso ecosystem on a whole different level. And obviously quality is key for us in terms of making those memories last forever in broadcast quality. And that 4K magic is here. Like I say, I've never looked this good. So do yourself a favor, stay connected to the show wherever you go today. And hashtag join the flip side. And move just a little bit. Woo!
I wanna see you move it. I wanna see you dance and go it and do it. So come on, move your body, till you know it. Get a grip of those hips. I wanna see you move it. I wanna see you dance and go it and do it.
Mooi julle.
Crouch, touch, but don't you dare pause. Because when you buy any of our favorite Clover products, keep the till slip handy and catch the Expresso Breakfast Show every weekday morning for more details on how to enter. While the box battling for Rugby's prize, you can win your share of 80,000 rands worth of Weber Prize. So engage and win Rugby's great moments, brought to you with love by Clover.
It's my feel good.
Oh, welcome back, you beauties. Yes, I'm back to normal. I miss being a lion, but hey, we've only got a few moments left to save us. So I'll be me.
I love the meerkat moves. They were really cool. Of course, you can catch Conrad Koch this coming weekend, the 1st and the 2nd in Cape Town, Cafe Roo on Friday, and in Paarl on Saturday. But for now, we need to finish off the show, and we still have Clava in studio.
Oh yes, Mzansi, it's that time again. If you love that first performance, then you're in for another treat. Joining us on the stage once again, musical duo formed by Sister Inga and Martinique, and they obviously go by the name Clava. And it is a band that is doing incredible things. And this is something I want to talk to you about. Not only are you doing incredible things, but let's just go back to the beginning, because Clava, as I'm aware, is a name of a town in Cape Town, I believe. Where did the name for you, and why did you adopt that name in the first place? What does it mean to you?
Well, actually, it's not from the town.
Okay, okay.
And actually, our mother came up with the idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, because in Afrikaans, Clava also means like the keys of a piano.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the music behind it. And then also, I think we are very blessed, and you know that if the four-leaf clover also stands for good luck. So good luck, music, it's like...
This makes sense, and essentially you are all the essence behind this magic right now. Apart from music, serving and entertaining, there's also passions beyond that space, which I believe actually adds to the value that you're bringing here. So both of you have a side passion beyond music. What is that exactly?
Yeah, I'm a real, like I said earlier, arty-farty person.
Yeah.
So I love decorating and painting and any form of art.
I can actually just picture you doing your art and singing at the same time. It's like your flow state. And for yourself?
Yeah, I love training, exercising.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, and I'm actually a personal trainer as well, so yeah.
She dragged me in as well, so
Kom,
sister, kom.
Yeah, so.
Well, that makes sense to me because as performers, you are athletes. I mean, the energy, the body that's required. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, you are serving and you're giving, and that's what I love. So right now, we're going to do just that. The next performance is Skade Mark. This is something that I'm excited for. What does it mean exactly?
Just enjoy your evening. Have a good night and just let go. And we always say in Afrikaans, maak jou hare los, maak jou bolla los en geniet
All right,
yourself.
let's do exactly that right now. Let's have it, Joel. The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
Skade Mark. Ons is op pad. Van hier af gaan die dinge begin spoed vat. Van nou af is die reël, jy hou jou keel nat. Stap terug, hier kom dit. Is jy op of is jy af of gaan jy wegbly? Dis so lekker weet jy hoe jy gaan regkry. Skade Mark, mag dalk gevaarlik raak. Kuier en dans tot môre aand. Vanaand gaan ons skade maak. Gaan ons skade maak. Mag dalk gevaarlik raak. Die vuur gaan brand tot bitterlaat. Vanaand gaan ons skade maak. Skade maak. Spring op of val af. Dinge gaan het eers 'n bietjie wil draak. Ons gaan nou die vloer 'n bietjie vol maak. En kom nou. Is jy regs of is jy links, jy mag jy wegbly. Dis so lekker weet jy hoe jy dit gaan regkry. Vanaand gaan ons skade maak. Mag dalk gevaarlik raak. Kuier en dans tot môre aand. Vanaand gaan ons skade maak. Gaan ons skade maak. Mag dalk gevaarlik raak. Die vuur gaan brand tot bitterlaat. Vanaand gaan ons skade maak. Ons gaan skade maak. As jy kom, as dag omdrein. Gaan ons skade maak, mag dalk gevaarlik raak. Kuier en dans tot môre aand, vanaand gaan ons skade maak. Gaan ons skade maak, mag dalk gevaarlik raak. Die vuur gaan brand tot bitterlaag, vanaand gaan ons skade maak. Net skade maak. Skade maak.
See you in the morning.
Another feel-good production.
And I'm like,
Kick
"Hey,
off
I'm
the
doing
spring
that, I promise."
session with
The weather is
SABC3.
flowering and
We've got to cover all the feel-good vibes, and you need to start the day with a spring in your step.
News, celebs, live music, trending topics, as well as fitness tips to get you up and off your couch, and our culinary hotline to keep you inspired in the kitchen.
Open up to springtime on the Expresso morning show, weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. live
on
Are you gonna do
S3.
that, like the start and the finish?
So what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Nothing?
fine.
No, I'll take that piece there with a...
That you practice.
That's your boy vibes. Okay, cool. Just like that.
So we can hide your...
I think it would be quite cute to have a cheesy muffin in the mix.
Is this video vibe? What is
video?
It's just egg.
Words.
Oh, is that an egg frittata vibe?
It's just, instead of making an omelette, I popped it in a muffin tin.
Clever.
Stand by. Quiet, please. Drama, then we do the YouTube.
With who? Who are we doing the YouTube thing with?
Clava. My performance.
Oh. Yes, it's Inception.
That is actually...
5, 4, 3, 2.
Kick off the spring season with Expresso weekday. Well, that guy.
Well, suddenly now, lip quiver. Quickly, do the lip quiver.
Or like cat. Kick off the spring season with Expresso weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on SABC3.
Oh yeah, the weather is warming, the flowers are flowering, and we've got you covered with all the feel-good vibes you need to start your day with a spring in your step.
We're talking news, celebs, live music, trending topics, as well as fitness tips to get you up and off your couch. And then, of course, the culinary hotline to keep you inspired in the kitchen.
Open up to springtime on the Expresso morning show weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. live on S3.
Did you just do a mime? Did you just mime us?
I got you off at the end though. It'll definitely work.
All of us.
I feel so close. Okay.
Beep, beep.
They reframe.
Equal.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Kick off the spring season with Expresso weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on SABC3.
Oh yeah, the weather is warming, the flowers are flowering, and we've got you covered with all the feel-good vibes you need to start your day with a spring in your step.
We are talking news, celebs, live music, trending topics, as well as fitness to get you up and off that couch, and then our culinary hotline to keep us inspired in the kitchen.
Open up to springtime on the Expresso morning show weekdays from 6 to 9 a.m. live on S3.
Boy, dankie.
Nice job, guys.
Guys, sweet. Nicely done today.
Amigos,
Well done.
Amigos.
Well done.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
It's been a fantastic show, and closing off our stage is musical duo formed by sisters Inga and Martinique, and they go by the name Clava. Now we are heading towards the end of the month, meaning the end of Women's Month, and it's been so incredible having both of you here today to perform. I think maybe this is the perfect time to ask you, wie is een van julle grootste inspirasies as dit kom by vrouwefigure, and you know, who do you look up to in the music industry?
Oh, within the music industry, I was not going to say my grandmother.
Say in general.
Yeah, I would say in the music industry, which I really look up to is Pink.
Pink?
Oh. Ja, ek dink sy het deur alle jare haarself gebly en nie probeer verander nie, en ek dink haar musiek is awesome.
She always speaks the truth through her lyrics.
Ja.
But you can tell me about your grandma.
Ja, she was such a ek gaan nou oorslaan ook na Afrikaans toe. Sy was net so 'n ongelooflike vrou, so 'n goeie voorbeeld, en sy het nooit ophou om te leer. Tot op die laaste, sy was siek, het sy nog steeds probeer, wou sy nog leer om Duits te praat. Het my suster vir haar geleer uit haar boeke en ja, ek weet nie, ek dink is net om aan te hou, om to keep on evolving and keep on just trying to better yourself.
I love that. And you know what? I think grandmas and grandpas play such a special role in our lives. And if you do have your grandparents still in your life, hug them extra tight. Now, I love it when local musicians cover local songs. Now, the one you're about to perform for us is from Sunset Sweatshop. Is there perhaps a collaboration in the future, or are we putting that into the universe?
Ooh, put it into the universe.
Ons wens daarvoor.
Dit sal baie lekker wees. Maybe, we don't know.
Oh, well, listen, it's been so exciting having you two here. What's the future hold for Clava?
We are already busy writing our next song, and I think by the beginning of next year we will release it.
So it's going to be a summer anthem.
Yeah, for sure.
Always feel good. We love
feel
the feel good song.
Oh, well, that's why you're on your Feel Good Breakfast show.
I say.
Well, Inga, Martinique, it's so great having you here.
Thank you so much.
For one last time this morning on your Feel Good Breakfast show, here is Clava with their version of Sunset Sweatshop's Move It.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take my hand and let's go dancing, da 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 da. So come on, move your body, to little naughty. Let me get a grip on those hips. I wanna see you move it, I wanna see you dance and go ahead and do it. Hypnotizing, watching her smile, so divine, please play fair. Let's go dancing. So come on, move your body, to